Faculty of Crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. What's up? We made it to Friday, guys. Friday call-ins. And Friday call-ins are especially good when we're talking about what does Jenn Soto know about the new Stephan Stearns jail calls. And we want to talk about Jenn Soto all throughout the conversations because I want to know who knows Jenn Soto. I want to know who's been around her. Now we've talked to the old roommate and that was great, but that was a long time ago and she doesn't want to be well, actually her wife doesn't want her to be in any of the conversations. She doesn't want it to get out who it is. She doesn't want to be bothered. But I'm really hoping, cross my fingers, I got a little bit of a lead on someone that's being a little shy. And if you're that person being a little shy, just know you're safe here. If you want to come talk to me, please come talk to me. If anybody that you know Jenn Soto or you've known her, you've been around her, I invite you, come talk to me. Guilty of Crime by j@gmail.com. Welcome everybody. Happy Friday. Shout out to Nope, not today. Hey peeps, I'm so spoiled. I usually watch on my TV, but my remote died today. Well, you don't get to chat when you're on your TV, right? That's my problem. I'll watch it on the TV and then I want to chat and I got to get my phone and turn the volume down. It sucks. Mrs. Pink missed. You're right on time. We just now started. We're talking about the Madeline Soto case. What does Jenn Soto know about the new Stephan Stearns phone calls? And we're doing call-ins tonight. What's up, Annette from Colorado? How you doing? I got lots of family in Colorado. Caro, what's up? Good to see you. Rosie, butterfly kisses. Foxy Amazon's shambling in with everybody else. I know Synth will be here in a little bit, and we're gonna take a moment of silence or she'll tell me in a minute. I had it, but I can't remember what she wanted me to say. What's up, Jack Stormer? How you doing? Happy Friday. Edith, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months. I'm letting everybody just kind of shamble in so that we can get going. Brendan says she's sus in her first TV interview before Stephan's phone. She's exaggerating Maddie's mental health and then redacted it herself. Very chilling. I agree a lot. I think the assumption of Jenn Soto being a dumb potato is partially true. I believe Jenn Soto is or was just that potato that sat around taking her pills, overtaking her pills, and just letting Stephan have full access to Maddie. I mean, a kid's gonna want somebody's attention from 6 to 7 to 8 all the way up until 13. By then they're like, leave me alone, I want to hang out with my friends. But when your mom is just a lazy potato and some guy is like, hey, let's play Tamagotchis, and hey, I'll paint with you, and let's go swimming, and let me give you attention. Yeah, kids want that. Had the lazy potato gotten off her lazy ass, maybe she would have, her daughter would have not needed that attention. How about that? So, what's up, Indie-isham? Thank you for becoming a member again. I just saw that. I'm going to give some memberships today for the lovely Sharon Belko. All right. Yeah, perfect timing. Just ordered the favorite gluten chicken free stir fry from Sylvan Street Grill. Eat my dinner and watch live TV. That sounds good. I'm trying to figure out what I want. It's Friday night. I'm going to be hungry after this. Gigi says it's a freaking weekend. Hi, Jay and the Crime Crew. It is the weekend. It is the weekend. So that's my favorite day. Yesterday, someone wanted me to play this little guy, and I didn't have the pill. So here you go. For whoever asked me, I now have the pill just in case you need it and it gets rough. All right. You guys are saying pizza. Pizza. No, shout out to Eve from Las Vegas, by the way. Tacos actually sound much better than pizza, but let's do this. I like it. Beautiful gangsta mod. Good to see you. It's just so cute, isn't it? It's so cute. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I do. We've got some really crazy stuff, I hope, coming up. I have some pre-recorded stuff, but I'm not ready to go just yet. You guys, I hope it's a big deal. All right, so where did this go? All right, so Bangkok and China 6.7 shocks, and Myanmar. How do you say that? Myanmar, the 7.7 earthquake messed them up, felt from 1,000 miles away. So let's take a moment of silence for those that experienced that terrible earthquake and those that it's affected. All right, I'm just gonna take a moment of silence for that, okay? Myanmar. Myanmar. Thank you. Thank you. Never had to say that, but moment of silence. All right, guys. I hope it didn't affect your family or anybody that too close to you, although we care about everybody and it affects everybody. Mrs. Pincus says my brother flew into India Sunday too. He felt it. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, feeling it and then it affecting you is just, it's crazy to feel it and then correlate that to how bad it is and was and is still going to be. So yeah, thank you. You know what? I am so on the Kaimani Latigue case. I am ready to go. I've been doing a lot of research. People have been emailing me. Tiff has been helping me research as well. So we're going to do Kaimani Latigue Forever 13. Rest in peace. We're going to do that next week. We're definitely going to cover that case. We're going to go back to the Pike case, Emily Pike case. Where's the earthquake at? Myanmar, and I guess the people are feeling it all the way in Bangkok and China, getting 6.7 aftershocks. So thank you, Dubsma, appreciate it. I hope that I don't do that on purpose, but I hope I make you feel safe and other people feel safe here. All right, because that's what we want to do. We want to be safe here, and when we get trolls and stuff, we try to get them gone so we can have a nice, not toxic community, a loving community. Bangkok near. Okay. Dixie Doodles. Thank you. I'd rather be in hurricane country. You know what's funny is people think that California is like earthquakes and fires. Yeah, there's earthquakes and fires, but it's very, very, very rare for it to do damage. Like even my house with the water, that's very rare. Thomas Karras, what's up, Jay and the Crime Crew? What's up, Thomas? Good to see you. That's my cue to get going. Thomas, we shipped you out a package. I'm jealous of the package that they shipped out to you. Really dope. Foxy Amazon, the Foxy boxes. Let us know when you get that. I'm excited for you. It's really freaking cool. And you deserve it. You deserve to have cool stuff. We have a ton of merch, new merch. So thank you to Tiff, even though she's not on here with us right now. Tiff is kicking ass and taking names with the merch. She's pumping that merch store up, and the prices are reasonable, more than reasonable. So we all have a bunch of the merch. You can see I'm wearing my shirt today. It's just part of the family. We want to all have that. Want to be able to all afford it so we can all wear it. Now let's get to it. Let's talk about the phone calls, and we're going to get into the next part of did Madeline Soto. Okay, so we did Madeline Soto die in Stephan Stern's bed? And then the next part of it is going to be, we're going to start with a little bit of the calls. Stephan Stern saying she passed away and he suffered a catastrophic mental breakdown. Then we're going to get into the rest of that with Grizzly True Crime. This came out 2 days ago and we have not had a chance to cover it. So we're going to cover that. And it's a good conversation. It opens up conversation for you guys. Yeah, I love it, Tiff. Tiff, you're kicking ass. Thomas says, much love. I got to remember to check my mailbox. I went a couple months without checking one time, and the mailman brought me my mail thinking I died. Now, Thomas, I got to tell you, I think I know where you live because I saw your address. You didn't give me a zip code, so I had to look it up. Yeah, look at that. My face, my head on my shirt. Isn't that cool? And I washed it already and it doesn't fade or shrink or anything. So it's fantastic. Thomas, I checked your address because I couldn't find your zip code. And I looked it up and I was like, is that where he lives? Is that where you live? Like, when you way out in the cuts? Let me know in chat. I think you live way out in the cuts. I was taking a look at it and it just popped up and I was like, damn, he lives way out in the cuts. Like, it's not, but it is. And everybody shout out to Tiff stopping by before dinner. Tell her thank you for all the beautiful merch. I just ordered myself some beanies, some hats, a shirt, another hoodie. The beanies and the hats are going to be dope. I'm already knowing. So thank you. Thank you. Creepy, too close for comfort. We knew he was creepy then, right? Yeah, but what about Jenn Soto? Yeah, that you are way out in the country, and you love it. Yeah, you could like shoot your shotgun out there probably, and nobody would even care. Nobody would care. Yeah, the Cuts, a new one. Yeah, I did. I just got the Cuts. That's a new one. Yeah, for sure. You're welcome. Thank you. Go enjoy your dinner. Roy, what's up? How you doing? Okay, so what was Jen doing while this was happening is what I want to know. And are Stephan Stern's parents giving us a glimpse into what Jenn Soto was really like when they talk about it? Are they covering up for their son? Are they giving us a glimpse? Or is it a halfway thing? Is it like over exaggeration? I want to know because they never have any good things to say about Jenn Soto. I mean, not that they would or wouldn't, but they knew her for 7 years. She helped their son get on his feet. She helps stay there. She'd go over and clean his room. So why so much bad talk about Jenn Soto? And what was she doing while all of this was happening? What was she doing? All right, enjoying a little sushi. Oh, that sounds good. Sushi. All right, let's get into it. Let's get to it.
Ori Daybell,
already convicted for the murders of her children.
Doomsday called.
Yeah, we know. I do want to cover that more.
Just delivered her out of a place that was going to become really bad for her.
I always knew that life was going to be hard for her. Her mom certainly didn't do her any favors, and since I had no say in the matter of how she was raised or disciplined or anything, there was nothing I could do about it but sit back and watch the train wreck as it unfolded.
What is that?
Yeah, before he even said, what is that? I'm thinking, what is that? And the phone lines aren't open yet. We are going to open up the phone lines in a bit. What is that? Yeah, what does that even mean? There was a train wreck. Now we all know that's delusional talk saying that, right? We know that's delusional when you say a train wreck was happening. You caused part of that train wreck, sir. Demon, sir, you caused that. Debbie says, I keep kicking myself out of trying to comment. My comment wasn't showing up. Well, it's showing up now. What's up, Tattooed Mama? How you doing? I wish I had one of those milkshakes for dessert. Oh, you need dessert. Get some dessert immediately.
Stephan Stern is talking about a train wreck of Madeline Soto's life. Like, he's the conductor.
Yes.
He's the one driving that train and wrecking that train, according to prosecutors.
Yep.
Years of sexual abuse.
Yep.
And then apparently killing her in his bed. Those are the allegations. What is he talking about? That he wanted to be the one to discipline her?
Right.
This is unreal, what we're listening to in this phone call with his parents. Here's more about the night. and the night that Madeline died.
By the time I realized anything was wrong, it was just far too late. You know, she'd been gone for a while.
Okay.
It's just
Now, notice Chris doesn't ask what he's actually surprised. You can tell he's like, what? We shouldn't be talking about this. I'm not going to ask what happened. But Stephan Stearns just opened the door for the prosecution in this phone call. Literally, I've been watching every channel almost that's playing these calls and different perspectives. And he literally opened up the door. And yes, he's the train wreck conductor. He's driving that train, but he opened the door for prosecution because you don't get to hear these calls. Like I said, that's why we're all just blown away by the fact that they're openly talking about these. Yeah, a lot of people like Vinny. They think he's the silver fox hottie. Love Vinny. Mexican food sounds good. Tacos sound really good. All right, let's keep going. We're going to talk about that because then I'll be hungry for like an hour and a half.
you know, just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was. And
How long does that take for that to happen?
That brings us to the next question in our investigation. This poor girl. What happened to Madeline inside that room? Room number 4. Let's bring in our guests. Joining us, forensic death
And Gizella K is back, and I did forget to tell you guys, I am Jay with Guilty of Crime. Don't forget, as you come in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. If you guys were in chat yesterday for members only, let me know. I know you guys had a good time yesterday. I know you did because I had a good time. We were rocking out to some wax song, talking about Jodi Arias. Most people knew about the case. Not everybody did, but we dug up a lot of stuff that you guys haven't even seen, or we didn't know about that. Pearl's opinion says that sadly, the very thing that she was in fear of, like sleeping alone, the very man that took her life. Right. Allegedly, he did. Agreed. And he pretends like nothing happened, like he didn't, like he just came back in and she was gone. But toxicology and autopsy and all that is going to say much different. So when the prosecution comes up and they start talking about this cockamamie story that he's laying out, that's it. It's done. And I love Gizella K too. No drama, just facts. Now, Denise, you should listen to her members only. Her members only. It's no drama, but she definitely gets cocky. I love it. Yeah, Marine, same thought. He would throw her under the bus, but he's not throwing her under the bus right now. He keeps on changing his mind. The parents seem like they know something more than we all do, and I wonder where that's coming from. I'd like to know.
investigator, host of the very popular Body Bags podcast, Joseph Scott Morgan, still with us, creator and host of Grizzly True Crime on YouTube, Gizella K. Joseph, let me start with you. His description here, her face was pale, lips were blue, and she was ice cold. How long does it take for someone to get into that state after they've been killed?
Well, we don't have a quantitative amount or a number, okay, for temperature dip here. But what I can say is that for the first hour after death, you're going to lose about 1.5 to 2 degrees of body heat.
Now, right here, I'm going to even go back for a second, because if you guys are doing something else, I want you to stop what you're doing and just listen to this real quick. I'm going to go right back. This is why I love Joseph Scott Morgan. This is exactly what we need to know. And there's going to be so much more of this evidence coming to the trial, you guys. So much more of this evidence coming to the trial when Stephan lays out that story about the lips blue and whatever. They're going to nail down that timeline. They're going to see what he was texting on his phone. Hopefully they're going to get into any apps that they possibly can salvage. I don't know what's going to happen with the app that he was on last, that he got off at like 11:40, Telegram. I don't know, but he's telling us right here what's going to happen. So I'm just going to stop it again. right after Stephan says her lips were blue and she was already cold. This is the response that Joseph Scott Morgan has. I want to start over just so everyone's paying attention.
After they've been killed.
Well, we don't have a quantitative amount or a number, okay, for temperature dip here. But what I can say is that for the first hour after death, you're going to lose about 1.5 to 2 degrees of body heat. And then that's the first hour. For every hour after that, you're going to lose 1 degree up until the 12th hour, until you assume what people refer to as room temperature. So, at that point in time, he's given us a big tell here, Ben, because he's saying that her body is cold to the touch. The other piece to this is that he's saying that her lips were blue. And when I think about this, when I think about blue lips, I'm not thinking about cold here. I'm thinking about cyanosis, which means that this is indicative of having the airway impeded in some way so that she's not uptaking oxygen. She probably had a blue tinge to her or a purple tinge. We don't know what her eyes look like because we haven't gotten that information.
Exactly.
But I would suspect that somewhere, since they're calling this a strangulation, we're going to see petechiae as well, where little vessels probably burst. There is some concern, and that's the actual word that the ME used, Ben, about the hyoid. And the hyoid is not intact. We just don't know to what degree. And just as a brief little primer here, if everyone at home will find your Adam's apple right here, this little cartilaginous body, and go above it or superior to it, this is where your hyoid actually is. You have to get so high, Ben, in this area in order to disrupt this and to fracture it. We only see this in manual strangulations. Okay, so we're talking about a C-clamp or maybe even a throttling, which is 2 hands like this, where this thing is being dislodged or perhaps fractured in that area. And this is quite chilling. I truly believe in that when all is said and done, another thing that we're going to hear about is probably in the soft tissues, the strap muscles through here. There might be faint evidence of hemorrhage in those areas as well. But a lot of this is going to be disrupted by decomposition. I would imagine they've got several forensic pathologists consulting on this case.
Exactly. And so you can't just make that story up. Now, Brenda Lee, you're absolutely right about the flat tire and in the morning. And I mean, he's kind of saying in his phone calls already that the reason that he did that is because he didn't want it to get out there. He literally said in part of the phone call that he should have done the right thing. He didn't, but he wanted to make sure he did the right thing. He wasn't sure. So the story doesn't even matter. What it is the story. Was that scripted with Jenn Soto or without Jenn Soto? I hope. And I think it was with her. So really, we know what's gonna come out is this type of information. Several experts will come in and dispel his truth, right? But was Jenn Soto, was she around when that happened? Did they work together to come up with that? Was it his turn to do that and take care of her? And somebody was talking about Maddie going to the vape store. She did go to the vape store. She was in the trunk. I mean, I heard someone saying that the other day, and I see that in chat, and I'm like, yeah, she was at the vape store in the trunk. By the time he went back to the vape store, and it didn't open until 10, he said 10 or 10:30, he moved her body from the front seat at 9:30 something at the hotel to the trunk, and then he went back to the vape store when it reopened. So yeah, she was there. She just wasn't in the front seat chilling anymore, which we now know she wasn't chilling. She was no longer alive. And if he never went to the vape store, then she never went to the vape store. They both said that. Jenn Soto said that. Stephan Stern said that. Jenn Soto said, "Hey, you can go look at the cameras to see if he went to the vape store." So if he never went, she never went. If he went, she went. Sorry. See you later, Sadie's mama. No worries. I don't think Sadie's mama's feeling good, but we love you. Shout out to you. I hope you feel better. All right. Tried a certain creator that I tried to tell her. Yeah, straight. That's how it is. I mean, she was in the trunk for a long time until the flat tire at 1:30 something.
Yeah.
Gisela, in all the evidence that you've gone through, the files, everything that's been made public and released, have you seen anywhere any evidence of sexual assault that night?
Yes. So from the autopsy report and then the DNA swabs.
Yes.
Jenn Soto couldn't go to the party because she was working. Jenn Soto.
I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I gotta get right back into it. Dang it. Hold on. Where'd it go? Right after this. Sorry, guys. I have those FDLE reports, and I still haven't gone over them yet. Hold on.
Lips were blue. It is not intact. We just don't know to what degree.
Right,
and just as a brief little primer here, if everyone at home will find your Adam's apple right here, this little cartilaginous body.
Gisela, in all the evidence that you've gone through,
Yes.
the files, everything that's been made public and released, have you seen anywhere any evidence of sexual assault that night?
And I meant to pause it because right there, we all have the FDLE report. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, he had his DNA all over her chest. To what extent? The notes say pretty bad. Pretty bad. I literally did that twice watching Godzilla earlier. You rewound it. They didn't, I mean, they're not giving us the evidence from the car. They're not saying there's decomp in the seat or in the trunk. We're assuming there is because he put her in the trunk however many hours later, but I don't think I don't think it works that quickly. I mean, she was in there for how many hours? We don't know after her life was taken. Now she absolutely, the decomp was what, 4 or 5 days later out in nature. All right, let's listen to her. We have those reports. I still need to go over the results with you. I have some pretty shocking news in the FDLE. I'm really surprised it's that bad. This is what she's talking about right now.
So from the autopsy report and then the DNA swabs, they actually said that there was presence of blood under Madeleine Soto's fingernails and then on her hands and on her neck, and then below the waist where one might not expect it to be, especially for a little girl. She just turned 13. So yes, that is absolutely horrifying to think about, especially being in that clinical room upstairs of Jenn Soto's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Joseph, is it possible that the strangulation could be taking place during a sexual assault?
Of course,
yeah, absolutely.
And this is one of the major pieces of evidence. And this is what that's what Vinny's asking. That's what I was asked the other day. I got a text message from somebody and was like, I've got it. I know what happened now. This is what many people speculate happened. Everybody agrees, and you guys will have to agree with me. There was no reason for Stephan Stearns to have wanted Maddie to be not alive, right? There's no reason. He literally had no reason in the world to not want Maddie around. He had every reason to want her around as long as she was complying with him and she wasn't planning on telling. I mean, he had this whole love story in his head, the sick love story that he wrote in the jailhouse note. So that sick story tells you that what motive did he have? They didn't have a life insurance policy out on her. The only thing that's going to happen in this case is if it was accidental and they're able to prove it was accidental, you might not get a jury of 8 people saying to put him to the death penalty. He won't get the death penalty. I'm not going to say he won't. I'm saying there's a big possibility if this was an accidental, doesn't matter if he was CSAMing her or not. They might not even hear about all that evidence. They might only hear about him doing it that one night. Okay. And then if they hear about that one night and then he accidentally strangled her and she was medicated, then 8 to 12 might not vote for the death penalty. All right. So and there you go. That could have happened too. Yeah, you can't. Well, listen, Foxy, we're gonna listen to Joseph Scott Morgan talk about that right now. Yeah, and you, of course not. But that's not a big charge. I've seen people dispose of a body and get less than 3 years for even probably less than that for disposing a body. So and the charge is not called disposing a body. It's called I'll think of it in a second. But listen up. So what Foxy's saying, you can't accidentally do that. Well, Joseph Scott Morgan's going to tell you what you can and cannot accidentally do, and if it could have been accidental. And disposing of a body is not that charge. Well, you can get 1 to 3 years for that. I've seen it happen. All right.
Asphyxial deaths are arguably, in my experience, the most intimate kind
that's it,
of homicide that you can have, even more intimate than a stabbing, because this requires you to place flesh on flesh, and it is the most intimate of circumstances. I'll tell you one other thing I'd be very interested in. I know.
And before he gets into that, I got to tell you, we had a whole conversation about this behind the scenes, and they sent me, the people that I was talking to, Foxy, sent me a document, and the document said that it's the statistics are far more likely that you could actually accidentally break a hyoid bone, even higher. The statistics are way higher when you're all drugged up. So when you've taken pills and your body's like this and you're not moving and it's getting throttled and someone's doing rough sex. Now, it's not rough sex in this case because she wasn't able to have sex. That's abuse. But I did read statistics saying that you could absolutely break someone's hyoid bone accidentally if you're having rough sex with them and they're all DRUG'd up. All right. So you can. That too. I saw it. I saw the document. They were trying to convince me that it was accidental. And I said, please don't let it be accidental because I want him to get the death penalty. And then I brought myself down and I thought, you know what? I want the truth to come out. If that's the truth that it was accidental, then I want it to come out. If it wasn't the truth, I don't want it to come out. And I don't want the truth not to come out just because I want him to get the death penalty. If the truth is he did it accidentally and they find that and it matches up and the jury says that, then there you go. Yeah, abuse of a corpse, that is not a charge that's even going to get you 10 years. Maybe not even 5. I've seen people abuse that, not being able to prove that they took someone's life, but they buried it or they hid it, and boom, you're in and you're out. You get some fines, you get some probation, and that's it. All right. You think it was accidentally taking the bottom accidentally. That's what I'm saying, though. There is proof of that could happen. And I wasn't convinced until they sent me that information. So let's see what he says.
Know that they did a rape kit. Okay. That's going to be standard in this case. I would be very interested to know if they did what are referred to as pubic combings, which is, if you've heard the term a fine-tooth comb, that generally applies to like gathering of lice eggs. But we use those combs, those fine-tooth combs, at autopsy as well. And what you're looking for is hair, pubic hair that has fallen away. So not just the victim.
All right. That's a good question, what he's saying too, because they're probably going to, I'm sure they did that in this case. I hope they did that in this case because, number one, she's cremated, so you can't go back if you messed up. Number two, the CSAM was real deep. CSAM was years and years and years and years and years, and I didn't even say as many years. Now, Kim Watts, it is on the table for that, but his case is not on the table for the death penalty. I heard that Florida is now doing the death penalty for CSAM, but his case, they have not filed it as a death penalty case. So are you right? Yes, partially. What is up, Braddy Stolen Spirits? What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Debbie Cole says, if it was an accident, then why is it a big story? Well, because are you going to want to tell somebody that you were having sex, which isn't sex, with a minor all these years, and then, or are you going to be like a big dumb killer potato, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, and go keep making the wrong mistakes? That's why. That's why, because disposing of a body doesn't equal your guilt. And I'm not saying that he did it on accident or he didn't, but if it comes out to be that way, we'll see. We just want the truth to come out, and we want full justice for Madeline Soto. Yeah, they're going to use the aggravating factor in the Red Room trial. Absolutely. Absolutely. But how many? We don't know. Are they going to bring in the whole CSAM and we're going to get the totality of 35,000 images and all that? We don't know. We don't know. They're doing the death penalty if you abuse and trial for CSAM. They are doing death penalty, but they're not doing it for his case that we know of right now. We don't know if Jenn did it. Where was Jenn while this was happening? This picture on the screen, she knew that was right there in that bedside table.
But also a perpetrator. And if you can find a hair that is associated with him, and we'd be looking for mitochondrial DNA in this case, if the root ball did not come out with it, that could be another tie back as well then.
Gisela, any information you come across that involves any hair?
Nope.
Yes, they did actually find a hair in that region of Madeline Soto's that wasn't hers, but they said
but it was unidentified. I was like, wait, they didn't say they did the pubic comb thing. But how does that? What is an unidentified one? That's now I have to do that. You guys, I can't get the FDLE report out, but I'm going to do it on Monday because I need to go through it with you. I have some crazy notes on it. And if I do it tonight, I'm not going to be able to get you guys to call in, especially since I'm so talkative at this part right here because I have a lot to say. I can only imagine she's not being charged, so she tested. Oh, it doesn't matter if she's being charged or not, sweetheart. She's going to testify. She's going to be a key witness, whether she likes it or not. Whether that evil potato is in an orange jumpsuit, or whether she's in handcuffs, that doesn't matter. That makes no difference in this case. I'll tell you right now.
That it was like inconclusive. They couldn't quite complete that test. I did also forget to mention that they found Stephan Stearns' saliva or his DNA on her breast area as well. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of evidence there.
Unbelievable. All right, our guests are staying with us. We've got more to get to in our investigation. Up next, how about Mom? What story?
Madeline Soto's life was difficult. Her dad lived at estate, so she was being raised by her mom, Jenn Soto. Jenn had an on-again, off-again relationship with a man named Stephan Stearns. Stearns didn't work much. He didn't own much. So we spent a lot of time over the years.
And he looks like the devil there. Welcome, sweetie. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I've got a surprise for all the mods. They don't even know yet. Foxy, Amazon, you guys know, but you don't. We're having t-shirts printed up for only the mods, and we're sending them over to you. You can't print those. You can't make them. You can't have them unless you're a mod. So that's how much I appreciate my mods. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Joyous N, for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate you. Wow. That was very generous of you on a Friday afternoon. Thank you. Maybe I'll go buy some sushi after this. That actually sounds really good. Some hand rolls. You guys like the hand rolls? I have a place that has sushi hand rolls. That's what it's called, is hand rolls. So you can get like anything in a hand roll. All right, let's keep going. We need justice for Madeline Soto. Hashtag justice for Madeline Soto. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. You're very welcome, Foxy. And yeah, the mods are, I mean, I wouldn't have this channel the way I have it if it weren't for the mods. I love you guys. You guys are so you're so supportive, and I appreciate that. And Wyatt, you're my guy. You can't go anywhere. If anyone ever fights with Wyatt, I have his back.
Years living in the house with Jenn and Madeline. Then in a strange arrangement, Stearns would sometimes sleep with Jenn and Madeline, and sometimes with just Madeline alone. Jenn says she didn't suspect anything was going on. But when Madeline went missing and was found murdered, detectives told Jenn that Stearns had pictures on his phone of Madeline being sexually abused by Stearns. Her reaction has raised eyebrows and some suspicion, but Jenn hasn't been charged with anything and will be a key witness against Stearns, who's been charged with abusing and murdering.
That's an evil eye there. What's up, Carrie? Welcome. Happy Friday. You should call in later. We're going to get this and wrap it up, and then we're going to have call-ins, and I always love your opinion. I hope you guys are ready for call-ins tonight. I have the call-in number down there. The phone lines are not open yet. I'll strategically open them up when I get to a topic that I think we need to open it up. And if not, we'll keep going.
Madeline, and is now facing a potential death sentence.
From the beginning of this case, everyone has been wondering about Jenn Soto. Everyone. I mean, Jenn is a single mom, right? The father's not in the picture.
Yeah,
She's a
what
single
else
mom,
did she have to do?
but it has this guy, Stephan Stearns, who's coming in and out of her life, and she's the one who brings him into Madeline's life. And they live in this house. And it's not the biggest house in town, but it's, it's a decent size. Got a couple different floors, some roommates living in there.
More rooms in
But
my house.
Jenn is the one who's literally sending her daughter
to bed.
to be in a bed alone on another floor of the house behind a locked, closed door with her boyfriend, a grown man.
Yeah, I agree with that. That I agree
So
with.
after his arrest, he's speaking with his parents on the phone, and there's a lot being revealed in these phone calls. Take a listen.
The only thing that showed any emotion at all was jiggling her leg, but she did that anyway. So
Yeah,
yeah, she was anxious because she was lying to her teeth. Why is it in a bracelet?
But it's like I wouldn't waste too much energy having any sort of grudge or hurt feelings against her. She's suffering too in her own way. So.
Not as much as you are, sweetheart.
Oh,
Well, she lost her daughter.
Yeah?
Her whole world was turned upside down too.
This is bizarre. This is bizarre world. But mom is very skeptical of Jenn Soto.
Yeah,
And Stephan Stearns seems to be saying, well, she lost her daughter. What do you mean lost her daughter? Like, he's talking about like she's dead in your bed upstairs.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
We're not
But
listening
again,
to
just the reaction of Stephan Stearns' mother is the reaction that the public has had to this case from day one, which brings us.
And yes, folks, I would love to hear from Deb about what she really thinks about Jenn Soto. Like, not because because there's phone calls from jail and she's trying to put it off and I really want to know. She knew Jenn Soto. Jenn Soto worked for Stephan Stearns' parents. That's how they met. So if she's that bad, why did they hire her? What did they know about her? How did they know that she wasn't a good mother? What didn't they know and what did they know? That's what I want to know from them. I'd like to know that side. Now, sometimes we go hard on, we're going to go hard on parents, right? Parents that raise a monster. And then we hear these jail calls and we're like, oh my God, baby boy. But who doesn't do that, right? On all the jail calls. So I really want to know more about Jenn Soto. Jane Fernandez, thanks for being live nightly, Jay. You're welcome. All right, let's keep going. You guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. I'm going to give some memberships right now.
To the next question in our investigation, and it's about mom. What did Jenn Soto know? She has not been charged with anything. She's not accused of anything in this case, but what did she know here? Joining me, forensic death investigator, host of the very popular Body Bags podcast, Joseph Scott Morgan, and creator and host of Grizzly True Crime YouTube channel, has been following this case, breaking news left and right. Gisela K is with us as well. Okay, this is like the question that we've been asking since day one. We will continue to ask this through the trials, and I don't know, maybe even after the trials, we may still be asking this question. But Gisela, she knows that they're up there. Has there been any acknowledgement that she knew or suspected that something could be going on with Stephan Stearns abusing her daughter.
In her police video interviews, we heard her say that her worst fear was that this would become a Woody Allen situation. But in these newly released jail calls between Stephan Stearns and his parents, he says that she used to joke about that. So it wasn't only that time that she said it multiple times to him as well. So that tells me she knew the sexual abuse was going on, I speculate. And when they actually showed her the evidence of it, I mean, she pushed it aside as if it was, okay, let's forget about that.
And wait, let's forget about that. But can you show me again? Wait, let me look closer. Wait, make sure I'm not in any of those pictures. Thank you so much, Jax Stormo, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. You guys don't know how grateful I am for this community. You guys keep it going, keep it rocking. Let's get bigger. Let's get better. Let's get more people on here. Let's get, Gisela K doesn't talk shit like that. Hashtag she knew. She doesn't talk like that if she doesn't think so. And she's read all the reports that we have. Probably not anymore. This whole community by now all has the same things. But yeah, so many red flags. And it's not even just a red flag. It's like a red flag that you lit on fire. Okay. Like every time I go back to that woman, that potatoes interviews, I see more and more deeper and deeper that she knew about the abuse. Now, Stephan, you gotta listen to the calls. If you heard them all, he's saying that Jenn didn't know. He's trying to say Jenn didn't know. I should have woke her up and I should have called 911. She was on the other side of the house. She was sleeping. But that narrative and that script says something else. Thomas Karras says literally, Jay, I think she was checking to see if she was in those photos. And so do I. Suspects tend to do that. Now, she was their number one suspect with Stephan Stearns originally. That's why the police were tracking them, tracking the cars, tracking everything that they could, and asking the questions the way they did. Everybody does that. If you're a suspect, you want to see the evidence. You can know what's happening, what's going on. All right, Tina McNabb says, yes, every time you listen something you've already heard, you pick up something new. We don't get it either, but that's what we're working on, and we definitely want justice for Maddie. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, again, Thomas knows better than anybody else. He lives in that area. I believe they chose the dump site together. Jenn told him where to go. Thomas, that road goes to either nothing or it goes to somewhere where you would dump a body in the gators and all the things Jenn knew. Jenn even stepped in the interview and said right away, there's no way Stephan went out to 192. He wouldn't even know where to go. No way. And then later her psychic abilities kicked in and she knew everything, right? Because Jenn Soto is not only innocent, but she's psychic as well. Welcome in, Synth. Welcome.
You know, that's not the evil. Like, I don't think he did anything evil to her, right? I mean, that just tells me that she knew to some extent what was going on.
Joseph Scott Morgan, this has been issue number one for a lot of people, and I'm sure it was for investigators as well. In her interrogation, in her interview, the detective was very skeptical, extremely skeptical of Jenn. She hasn't been charged with anything. She's not facing charges here, but
not yet.
It just seems difficult for her to not know, to be that oblivious, especially in light of what Gisela is saying here. You know, she's talking, she didn't want a Woody Allen situation. And Woody Allen is the one who ends up marrying the adopted daughter of his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Like, to me, that's pretty direct. That's not like a random reference.
No, it's not. And, you know, in the first segment that
And before we get into that, I want to hear his opinion for sure. I haven't watched this because I wanted to watch it with you guys, and I've been covering, everything else all week long. So Donna, I mean, we do in my world, I always have, and I'm pretty sure when teachers talk to children about sex education at some point, but I don't know what age that they do. I absolutely always have, but my mom did that with me and whatever. So I don't know. I would love to hear you call in later and have a conversation about that. call-ins happening soon. I'd say the next 10-15 minutes I'll open up the phone lines. The numbers down below, 408-538-1516. Let's just get a little bit more into Jenn Soto so we can have what did Jenn know?
That I was involved with, we were talking about time issues, right? I want to circle back to Tom here, Ben.
Absolutely.
Think about this volume of digital data that we're talking about. It takes time to amass these images and the videography that goes along with this disgusting set of circumstances. So the big question is, when did all of this filming and still photography take place?
Exactly.
And we also
Where
have
was
to think
Jenn?
about the amount of time that this individual has been in Maddie's life. And to be out of touch to this degree, I think, with the intimate nature of what was going on, it speaks volumes to this.
And before he continues, I have to say, this didn't start the roll. I got to tell you, Lady Justice, this did not start the ball rolling by sending Stephan upstairs with her daughter. She started the ball rolling by bringing Maddie into the bed with her and Stephan. Now, before they were even together, she would be in bed with Stephan and Maddie in the middle. Other times, Stephan would come right out of the shower naked, and they'd laugh about him being naked, and they'd see his pinky winky that a lot of us have seen and regret. Hashtag cactus peen. So that didn't, after she realized that was happening and she let it happen, and she turned a blind eye, and she didn't turn too much of a blind eye because I feel like she was really jealous. That's what started it, was that threesome thing that she had going on in the bed. And I'm saying that because you don't tuck a little girl under a grown man's armpit with his shirt off in boxers in between you in the middle of the night when you're not even boyfriend, girlfriend yet. And that's what she did. So that's what started the ball rolling. All right. Yeah. She would invite him over to the house and put Maddie right in the freaking middle. After all day, Stephan oogling over Maddie. Because every picture I ever see of him, Stephan, or him, Jenn, and Maddie, he's always looking at Maddie. Camera's always towards Maddie. It's always his girlfriend's daughter. Never for Jenn. Only once have I seen a picture where him and Jenn were actually being affectionate. Agreed, Brenda. Agreed. Jenn opened that door.
Relative to what this child had endured, these many years, it sends a chill up, I think, any right-thinking person's spine to think that he would have this kind of access and opportunity if, in fact, he did generate these images for her. It's interesting. I sit here and I listen to the mother refer to him as sweetheart.
Right.
And I really wonder how many times throughout her precious little life that Maddie was referred to as sweetheart. I'm going to call her sweetheart right now. And this sweetheart did not deserve what happened to her. I don't care whose hand it was at, because there's a lot of peripheral actors involved in this, Ben.
Absolutely. Let's take a listen to Jenn Soto here, making the denial. And again, no charges for Jenn Soto.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything. He's not.
I wish they would have stopped at that point and given her a lie detector. Now, it doesn't make a difference, guys, if they can use it in court or not. Now, they might not have even got a conclusive answer because she's all and who knows what she took and whatever. But I wish it would have been a little bit harder questions in this, because she sides with this guy and then she stops. Like, she's excited and then she's not. You guys have all heard this. They never gave her anything, and I don't know why. I know they don't have hard evidence, or I don't know for a fact, but she would be arrested if she was even in one of those pictures.
Never mentioned anything. I've never seen any signs. I tried watching her like a hawk. I thought I was doing a good job, but I wasn't. I was oblivious to everything. 4 years.
Minimum. Ask yourself that far back the cloud goes.
She's like,
and Gisela, this is the part that nobody understands. Nobody understands. And I think you add to the fact that she's literally sending her daughter up to that room with him. Like that's, and It's at a point apparently in her relationship with Stephan Stearns where they are no longer engaged in any sort of sexual contact.
Exactly. How uncomfortable is that? And knowing that her daughter was doing better after Stephan Stearns moved out, but still inviting him over to stay over the night after Madeline Soto's birthday party so that Jenn Soto could enjoy her 2 days off. That alone is terrifying. And then to think of just the next day after Madeline Soto, on the 26th of Feb of 2024, after she had died and Stephan had her in the vehicle. How did Jenn not know that he was doing laundry that day? Because he was doing that all morning. So she would have known he was doing laundry. She knew that he factory reset his phone. She obviously knew that he was last with her upstairs, but she wasn't angry.
And she completely ate up his story. She ate up that script. Let's say she didn't know it. Yeah, I agree it's a fake crime. Let's say for some reason she didn't know. Everything that Gisela just said, 110% right. And she kept on giving that same story. She let him narrate it to her if that's the case. And she said it over and over again until finally she had to say, okay, I'm going to sit down with my attorney and tell you guys, I only said this because that's what Stephan told me. I wasn't there. You guys had me sit down and write this thing out, and that's what I wrote out. That's her excuse, guys. Forever true. Thank you so much for the $5 a pound super chat. I can't imagine any mother wanting her precious daughter to be eaten by gators. It's too horrific to think about. Well, she calls Maddie the body in here. She calls Maddie the body and so many other things. She talks about, are you saying Maddie was in the trunk? Wouldn't I have smelled that? And she doesn't even say Maddie. She says she doesn't even use her name. Welcome, Chatterbox. Good to see you. Yes, and thank you, Sharon Belko, for coming on in, my Leo twin. I gifted some memberships earlier for you, my friend. All right.
She wanted to get him a lawyer.
That was the reaction. Does he need a lawyer? Like, your daughter's missing. You've just seen pictures of her being abused by this man. Does he need a lawyer was the reaction. Unreal. Joseph Scott Morgan, great to see you. Thank you so much. Gizzle's going to stick around. Still to come, are there other potential victims?
From what I understand, that you gave the deputies consent to.
And I see you guys in chat talking about that. I wonder if other victims are going to come out, etc. So you guys, that's up to you. If we want to keep going on this, we'll keep. But I did open the phone lines. So if we want to discuss this, or you want to wait till this part's over and then call in, 408-538-1516. All right. So let me make sure I refresh that and have it on the right account, because I feel like somebody just called in and it went to my phone or something. I don't know. Let me just make sure I'm in the right account. All right. So let's go there. And yeah, sometimes last time I did that, I was a rookie move. All right. All right, so phone lines are open, 408-538-1516. I'm going to play this until someone calls in. If you call in and it goes to voicemail, let me know.
Look through your phone. You did, okay. You're a very intelligent person. I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. From what I understand, that you gave the deputies consent to look through your phone. You did, okay. Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There's your phone. And I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person.
All right, let me see what I got here. Let me see who's calling. All right, Hello, Crystal. Let me put you on the line. 1 second. I got to switch this out. All right, my friend? 1 second. Let me pull this down and I'll bring you on up here. We got Crystal Burns with us, you guys. Let me stop trying and get this caller on. Rookie move. All right, let me see. All right, Crystal, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, my friend. What do you got? Crystal's on the line, guys. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was letting everyone know that you're on the line. Go ahead.
Okay. I've been watching the Madeline Soto case since day one, and I mean, it just aggravates me to death. I mean, the not knowing.
Right.
I mean, it just disgusts me so bad. And
What part of the
just,
not knowing? Because pieces are coming out more and more. You mean about Jenn Soto or what? What part of it?
Jenn Soto, I mean, how did she not know? I mean,
Right. We just heard what 17 things right now about him doing laundry. About right. How did she not know? I mean, what do you think? Oh,
I honestly don't know. How did she not know what was going on? I mean, I know my kids are old enough to know, I mean, my youngest one is 17,
right.
and my kid is known if something like that goes on, come to me and talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Right.
And because my daughter was abused, and I went to the law, and they wouldn't do nothing about it. And they told me plainly they knew that she was telling the truth about it, but there was nothing they could do because they couldn't make him take a lie detector test.
Right.
And lie detector up in court, that you can't do those in court anyways.
Right. Yeah. No, you can't. But it helps prompt them to talk.
Yes, most definitely. But I just don't understand how Jenn didn't know how she could sit there and let it go on for so long.
Well, yeah, that's what we're all that's what we're all wondering, but we don't think that she didn't. That we do think that she did know. We think it's more likely that she knew than didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And at some point, she just turned a blind eye, and she was caught off. Whatever happened caught her off guard. Whether it was her that was involved in the taking him out of his life, or it was Stephan. Either way, everything was going for the last 6-7 years as it always had. And then this thing happened, and now the whole world knows, right? So they weren't expecting that. Neither one of them was expecting that. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. We just don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. And that's what keeps us coming back. But as we come back to the case, we keep finding more and more bits and pieces out because Stephan's talking, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I just hope he keeps talking and the truth comes out. And Jenn was involved, and I think she was. If she was involved, I hope it comes and she goes to prison right with him.
Right. I agree. All right. Well, if that's all you got, I got more callers. Your calls coming in, you guys. 408-538-1516. You got anything else?
That's it. Thanks,
All right.
Joe.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. All right, guys. That hurt. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hang up, but something in my ear. Something really loud. All right. Let's
Call from
Kieran.
Hello, Kieran. What you got?
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Jenn Soto case here.
Okay. What's your thoughts?
Okay, my thoughts. From early on, I believe I got a motive why he done what he did to this girl.
Okay. Good.
Okay. From early on, I hope everybody remembers that Jenn said that the girl at Christmas time got Christmas money.
Yeah.
And that it disappeared, and they suspected he took it.
Right. They did say that.
Right. Okay. What just happened the day before? She probably got a lot of birthday money, and there was a free-for-all fight in that bedroom. He wanted that money, and she wouldn't turn it over.
I mean, that's a possibility, right? I mean, it's a possibility. Jenn didn't give her any money, and we saw an envelope that said Maddie, but there was no cash in it that I recall. So, I mean, it could have been that, or she could have came home in a grumpy mood. She was in a grumpy mood at the party, and she could have said, I don't want any of that. Now, we know he more than likely assaulted her that night because of the DNA that was left and found on her. So maybe go ahead.
Wasn't it also told? I have COPD real bad, so
okay.
Wasn't it also told that the girl had a little male friend there that she liked at the party?
I don't know if he was there. You guys refreshed my memory if he was there, but I think they talked about him, and that was one of my original theories was that Maddie said no more. I have this crush on this boy at school. I don't want your, she called him Stinky, so that she said no, and that was it. That was one of my
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you truthfully, I blame Jenn for everything. I blame Stearns too, but Jenn had to have known this was all going on because it's been too many years. And didn't Jenn also have a boy, a son?
No, Jenn did not have a son. There was a boy living in the house with the roommates.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This little girl was her only child?
That's her only child, yes. And
well, she acts like what is the one Sebastian's mom? She don't act like she's got a care in the world.
Well, yeah, she doesn't. She definitely doesn't. All right, we got another caller on here. Anything else?
Okay, honey.
All right, I appreciate you.
Okay, take care, sweetie.
All right.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Call from Marianne.
All right, did you hang up or do I have you here? Who's calling? She called in and then it hung up. All right, guys. 408-538-16, and I doubt it was money as well. I don't know if I'm gonna accept.
Call from
One Love.
538-16, and I doubt it. Hello, Lola?
Hello?
Hi, can you turn your background down? No, I can.
Yeah, I did.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, this is One Love. I am definitely thinking about how Stephan is a master manipulator and how he manipulated Jenn and Maddie to almost like go against each other, it seemed like. So who knows what kind of things could aspire that night, because like I said, from the beginning, it just seems like he's been manipulating everyone. And she's such a spineless character that she was so easily manipulated and jealous of her daughter.
Well, the jealous I'll agree with, but spineless I'm not really that sure of. From what I hear, that people that knew her, she was a little bit crazy, a little bipolar. The little Hispanic came out, and I don't know if she was as spineless as you might think, but we can agree to disagree. I don't think that. I think maybe Stephan definitely started in. It was like, ooh, she has a daughter, but she turned a blind eye. Yeah, she is a manipulator in my opinion, but I respect yours. Yeah. I'm not sure about that. It's hard for me to
decipher who was the manipulator of it. Might have like maybe they shared, and went back and forth, but as far as like him leaving the body and things like that, those definitely seemed like places that she would have instructed him to go to.
Well, she even told the cops Stephan wouldn't know where to go. He would have no idea where to go out there. And then we did a couple of drive outs. When I say we, the crime crew went out there and they drove. Thomas lives out in that area, and there's no way you're going to go out there and not know what you're getting into. You got to know where you're going. He just didn't get there. So I don't know. There's so many things that point that Jenn knew. I don't know. What do you think about the Woody Allen thing? Why would she say that?
Well, the thing that he mentioned it in an interview separately. She mentioned it in an interview, and then he mentioned it again on the conversations with his parents.
He did. So
wait, I want to go back to, did you ever hear, I heard that the place where he moved the body in that garage was an old employer of hers.
You mean in the hotel parking when he took the body from the front to the back?
Yes. Yeah. I in the very beginning, I remember someone saying something that she worked in that building before. So there might be all different offices in there, and she might have told him to go there too as well.
I don't know that. I don't know about. I've never heard that one, but I have a feeling that he was just driving and he needed to pull off where there was covering. Possibly, but they weren't in really communication at that point. It could have been possibility.
Yeah, I just don't understand how he would think he wouldn't be on camera or license readers when they say that we're on an average of like 700 cameras a day when you go outside.
Yeah, well, he knew that too, and yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. All we're all speculating right now. But I have another call. If you're good, do you mind if I
Okay,
grab
thank
that?
you so much.
Thank
Be
you.
safe. I love your show.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank
Bye.
you so much.
Call from
Bazard.
All right, what is up, Bazard? Bazard to save the night. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing well. It's Friday night, and we're doing call-ins, and I see some people in chat saying, "I'm not impressed by the call so far." Normally, it's like popping, but I think the people calling just aren't as much into the case as we are. So, what do you got?
It's that, and then I was just gonna say, I caught a little bit of your show. I had to drive to get to my job right now, but yeah, I just want to say, I think in this case with the phone calls, I have a high suspicion that the prosecution will definitely try to use this to see where I think eventually Stearns is going to rat out Jenn.
Right.
'Cause she's still going to be used for the prosecution, and it's going to be interesting. But I think these phone calls, once they're introduced, and of course they question him and hit on his ass,
Right.
and then I'm assuming the defense hit on her ass as well. I think this will be where we can finally see what maybe the plan is to get Jenn in the end.
Right. I mean, I just can't imagine her not getting arrested at all for anything, especially because Stephan Stearns keeps leaking things out. And they're using
Exactly.
her name. So, I mean, you know a lot more about the case than some people do. I hear you guys talking, almost every day about it or in chat or whatever. So it's good to hear that you know a bit about that. But yeah, I mean, I do think that too. I think now if they find some kind of hard evidence and the judge says, or whoever they take it to, right? You got to present it in order to have a case. You got to present it. The judge has to okay it. They obviously don't have hard enough evidence, but if they did, they wouldn't care. They would arrest Jenn and still use her as a witness. Would you agree with that? Or yeah, what do you think?
It's like I see that, but then I'm thinking, and I told this to allegedly about this too,
Right.
that I almost feel that the prosecution doesn't want, and I'm excuse my French, but fuck this case up when it
Right.
comes to Jenn after the whole Casey Anthony thing. I feel like the whole Casey Anthony situation, which is very
to
a degree similar,
Yeah,
with,
right.
mom lying her ass off, that they don't want that another black mark in, well, really the state of Florida's history. Like any other case you can think of that involves an innocent young child getting murdered or
Yes.
seriously die under a shitty parent.
I agree.
I don't think they want to screw this up. And I think they're trying to find ways to where once they get her on the stand and they do the cross-examination between her, the defense, and the state, and show the inconsistencies, the weird statement she said, and everything else. And he even freaking admits that she was even saying the Woody Allen crap even to him jokingly. And then you can look at
right? They say so many of the same things, and they're not like, I mean, they have that script down really well, right? But then when you start hearing these phone calls leaking out and they're saying the things she's saying, it's like, wait a minute. I mean, he's even saying they were oogling at him and like kind of, fighting over him and stuff. I mean, that right there shows. Now, if you're doing that, Bazard, if you're doing that with or just say your mom, right? You're doing that with your daughter. Are you going to send your daughter to the room or any room or let her sleep in the middle when you think that when you're both like, no. Or when he walks out just butt naked or he's in bed and he gets a wood, are you going to do that? No. I mean, she's telling us this. And so is he.
That's why I think that I'm praying to whatever God that exists in the universe. I'm like, please get this crazy woman down because she needs it. But I'll let you go and do your thing. I gotta go check on my client because I'm at their house now. But it was nice to come on and chat for a second.
You too, Bazard. You have a good night. Happy Friday.
You Yeah, same to you. All right,
Yeah.
take
All
care.
right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. All right, phone lines are open. We are talking about we don't need to talk about Jenn Soto. We could talk about the case. We could talk about your experience. Yes, I do love all perspectives. It's when someone just came on and said about the hotel, that's a possibility that I've never heard. All right, let's see who's calling in.
Call from
Christine.
Welcome. Did you say Justine or Christine? Hello.
Hello, Jay. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
What do you got?
I'm just looking at your YouTube right now, and I can't believe all the jail calls you've been releasing. This shit is insane.
It is. It is. What do you think about it? It's crazy,
And
right?
Oh yeah, like this person has not been arrested or like.
She was in California, will be arrested already.
This is crazy shit.
Well,
this
here's yeah. I mean, the jail call. So I'm sure you've had. Well, you've heard a lot of jail calls if you're a true crimer. People don't talk like this in their jail calls, right? They don't talk like this. You don't ever hear that. You hear about the food they eat and all the other bullshit. Now, they wouldn't have arrested her because they don't want to mess up the case, in my opinion. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? I hear somebody in the background saying they would have arrested her already. What's your
my
thought?
husband. I think they should have arrested her a long time ago when she started lying about seeing Maddie in the morning, because that was bullshit lies. Like, that was not true. And like the Mexican, what's it called? Telemundo? Like Telemundo?
Telemundo, yeah.
Yeah, they started like recording it too and like doing interviews. There's so many times she lied about it.
She did.
And I think so.
And
She knew about this.
You speak Spanish. Did you watch those interviews?
My husband speaks Spanish, but I could never find them.
Oh, well, I have some of those. I can post them up. I have some of those. But yeah, I have another call. Unless you got something, if you don't
No, I
mind.
just want to tell you hello, good night, have a good one, and thanks for keeping us informed.
Absolutely. Happy Friday. Tell your husband have a good night. All right.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Call from
Diane.
Welcome, Diane. What do you have?
I've been watching this case from the beginning, and Jenn just absolutely makes me sick. But from the very start, the way she acted when the police questioned her, I believe she had to know. And in fact, when she misspoke, and when they asked her about the last time she saw Maddie, and she said Wednesday, I felt like maybe there was an argument between her and Maddie sometime in that week. And she actually called Stephan to come down and take care of a problem.
That's an interesting. People from Florida say that. They said that in the very beginning to me. They said, Jay, she called, and the parents validated this. Jenn did call. And she said, get over here. I need Stephan's help. And she was very nervous about it. So
well, and that would explain why he was so nervous, because maybe she told him to do something. He knew he was doing what he was doing, but he didn't want to take care of it that way. But in one of his phone conversations with his parents in this recent dump, he makes a statement. I don't remember exactly how, but he said that he didn't want to lose both of them, but he did. So maybe he was thinking if he took care of that problem, he wouldn't lose Jenn.
I mean, maybe, or maybe she was like, hey, get over here. I can't control her right now. I have to work. And then something transpired in there.
I don't think it had anything to do with work, because Grandma and sister was taking care of that.
No, actually not. They dropped her off.
Jim's 13 years old. Maddie was 13. She really didn't need somebody to stay with her, especially with roommates coming in. It wasn't like she was always there alone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's true. I've heard this before. So, only they know what happened But I don't know if it was transactional like that. If it's that transactional, then Stephan better speak up at some point, you know? Yeah.
I mean, I think he actually did the deed, but I think she was a part of it.
Oh, I think she was a part of it too, but to what extent? She's definitely a part of the CSAM because she didn't do anything in my mind, and she told us all the other things, right? The Woody Allen stuff. But if it's that transactional, then Stephan needs to start talking because he's gonna get death row.
Well, I think he deserves that for the CSAM.
Right. Well, they're not.
I don't understand why. I don't
they're just
understand why they haven't charged him with the pictures of the roommate first and the hard drive that had the 35,000 first and convicted him of that, where they could charge him for the DP on the
it's all
on
money.
the
It's money.
assault on Maddie, and then the DP on the
Yeah. I mean, I agree, but I don't think that they're going to even prosecute for that. You know, when you have fish to fry, you're going to fry the biggest fish. Those are small charges. They haven't even, the roommate might not even want to deal with that. She doesn't speak English, whatever she had going on. I'm not sure they're going to do that.
but if they'd done that, he would have the priors that would at least get him convicted on one of the other two.
Right. I think he's going to get convicted anyway, but I hear what you're saying. I mean, prosecute everything. That's why it's always good to listen to what prosecutors have to say, or like law enforcement say about these cases. And what I've always heard from anybody that I've talked to in this community that's in law enforcement is they don't want to waste their time on the small cases. But your point is, I mean, as just a citizen that sees this, absolutely. Why not just get them on everything, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Both of them.
absolutely. That's what I say. Complete and utter justice for Maddie. They both need to go to prison. Thank you for calling. Do you mind if I grab the next call?
Go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that's a good call. It's always good to have a different perspective, right? It's good. I love having conversations with people that have different perspectives, so I can find my angle, right? And cover because. All right, who's calling?
Call from
Janet.
Hello, Janet, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Jay. I'm a little bit nervous because this is my first time and I don't speak too well English.
Okay. Well, what do you got? That's okay.
My thing is that I've been watching your channel for this case all the time.
Okay.
And for me, my opinion is that Maddie, she never looked at him like a boyfriend or nothing like that. For me, I think she was always drunk or something that was putting things on her.
Okay.
And maybe he put too much that night and he just killed her. Plus, remember that Jenn say in one of the texts that she cannot risk it.
Yes, absolutely. I do. I do.
I think everything is weird because when the family also spoke in Telemundo, it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird the way she said it. It's weird. It's really weird. For me, I think everybody knew a little bit of something, but nobody wanted it to report her.
Right. I agree. That I agree with. Absolutely. All right. Do you mind if I take that's a good point. I got another caller coming in and people are getting frustrated. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
call from Marianne.
Hello, my friend. What do you got, Marianne?
Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I had so much to say. I'm trying to remember it all. Okay. She was 6 years old. Okay. Right. Somebody would have to wash her clothes. Somebody would have to take her to doctor's appointments. You would think some of the stuff would have been seen, but there's no way this mother did not know what's going on. No way. And the other thing that I want to know, if she's not getting charged, how? And she said she knows something. What is she going to use in court to testify against him if she knows nothing?
Well, they're gonna pry the questions out of her. They're gonna ask what time and they're gonna want her to be as honest as possible. So they're gonna, I mean, she can say she knows nothing all she wants, but they're still gonna ask her, what time did you go to bed last night? What time did you wake up? What did you mean by that Woody Allen question? You know what I'm saying? Everything that they can in every angle, they're gonna answer, and then they're gonna try to trip her up. So I mean, that's a part of court, right? She
Right.
she can fill in the blanks, and maybe they do say to her, "What? You've never taken that little girl to the doctor to go get her, you know, the girl the what girls where girls go or pediatrics or anything. You didn't wash her laundry." I mean, they're gonna ask her those things, don't you think?
Yeah. And there was something interesting when they were talking about her. They give her that medicine for constipation. And
Oh,
I was watching
yes.
them back, and she was saying that she would tell her that if she was having bleeding or if it was stuck. And I'm like, something happened if she was having bleeding. I don't believe that. Something was going on there. She seems to have an excuse for everything. There's no way that I would know that something is not happening to my child. No way.
I
I'm like a
agree.
mama bear. I'm a
Me
mama bear.
I
And
I am too. I mean, my daughter doesn't even know how to do laundry or any of that, and everything is, "Mom, can you help?" Yeah, there's no, like, with moms and daughters, you talk. There's no, like, there's privacy, but just enough so that you can know what's going on, right?
right. And
Yeah.
one last thing. One of the interviews before she had the lawyer, the one detective that was really grilling her said, "Do you know that you were having sex with her at the same time she was having sex with Stephan?"
She sure did. Yeah.
She like starts out fake crying, like, what?
Right?
And no amount of medicine she was taking, she was able to ask for those questions. I don't care how much medicine. She was lucid. She answered this question. She's she's a cold-hearted, and I don't know why her family is protecting her. That annoys me.
I
That annoys me.
agree. Were you watching us the other day when the lady in chat said she called Yolanda, and Yolanda, she asked her about if she knew about it, and Yolanda's like, "Get a life," or whatever.
Yeah.
She literally said she's protecting her daughter. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think they don't want the family to look bad. All right, go off, Atlantis. Yeah, I mean, all good points. I love mama bears. Thank you for calling in. I mean, I'm a
Thank you.
huge mama bear. So
Yeah, I love the show. How do I get a membership? I can't do it through my television. Is there a website I should go to?
yeah, you could just go on your phone and go on to youtube.com/at guilty of crime, and it will just say join, and you hit join, and it will walk you through it.
Can I do that on my computer as well?
Yeah, you could do it on your computer, probably even easier than your phone. Literally just go to YouTube and then look for at guilty of crime, and that's it.
Okay.
Hit join. It's pretty easy. If you can't, send me an email and I'll send you a link, okay?
All right. Thank you for
All right.
everything you
I
do.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right. Take care.
Call from
Patty.
Hello, Patty. You there? What do you got?
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
I'm always afraid I'm going to forget what I'm saying.
That's
But
okay.
I just two things I want to say. That how convenient it was that Stephan says he was out of the room when Maddie passed, walking around, drinking, going outside, and that's total BS.
Right. That I agree with.
Yes, and also I think that Stephan and Jenn are not throwing each other under the bus yet because they both have more dirt on each other. So, if one person, like if Jenn starts saying stuff about him, then maybe he'll break and talk about her. But I think they both know that they were both involved. So that's all I had to say.
Well, I love you, caller, because you're like me. You say what's in other people's mind, and I couldn't even get that out of my head to see that, but I 100% agree. I think they both do have dirt on each other, but the pressure is gonna break at some point. Stephan's he was already leaking this stuff out. Those calls were months ago. So how is he feeling now? How's he feeling now? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
people.
they're going to break sooner
I
or later. So
yeah, I appreciate your call.
And you make my night. So I'm sitting here in my pajamas watching you on my TV. So
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it. You have a good
All
night.
right.
All right.
You
Take care.
too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Phone lines are open. I hear a bunch of people calling in while we're
Call from Mama J.
Mama J. What do you got?
Hey, well, you know what? I got a couple things. First of all, his Tinky Winky looks like a mushroom, not a cactus. The way I've seen it, it's like a mushroom. Okay.
Yeah.
Then his dad said, "Do we really know who Stephan is?" Do you remember him saying that?
Oh yeah, but the
Yeah,
parents.
and also the calls that you guys are doing. From what I understand, his parents aren't talking to him anymore. Did you hear that?
You know what? We did that on we covered on my channel. The only people that are the only call is Chris Stearns. So it's not redacted on my end. We can see the phone number and it's Chris Stearns. So Stearns is talking, but we have only up to a certain date. I don't know if you remember that there was a pedo that's giving him $10 every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, that was on my channel. So we have all those.
Oh my God.
And it was only up to a certain point. I do think that they stopped giving him money, but the calls, I'm not sure. TMI.
Yeah, because I mean, they've, like they were talking about everybody on YouTube and, what they were doing and all this and all that. You know damn well they're listening to everything.
Listen, girl, they watch my show, okay? All of them.
Oh,
do.
yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm talking about Jenn Soto and her family, and I'm talking about Stephan Stearns and his. And I love it. I love it. I know.
Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah. I just wanted to let you know you are so freaking cool. I'm 63 years old and I'm a hippie. Okay.
Well, thank
And
you.
yeah. And I mean, all the tats and everything, man. Your hair, your piercings, all of that. You're just so freaking cool. And I just want you to know that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
No
That's
problem.
nice. It's
You have a
refreshing to
good
get a
one.
compliment. Thank you. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
well, I swear I've seen you before. I'm from California, but
you might have. I'm one of those people.
I'm down by LA though.
Well, I used to live in LA. I grew up in
LA. Did
LA.
you?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe I did see you though. Because I mean,
I'm 45.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm 63, but it don't matter. I go to the parades and do all that stuff too. So it's just really cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same, no matter what.
Exactly. It's all love too.
Yeah. Build the love.
It is.
All right, girlie. I'll let you go so that
have
you
a good
can
one.
bring somebody else on.
All right.
All right.
Girl,
You take care now.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
You guys.
Call from
Michelle Norman, Vero Beach, Florida.
We got Florida in the house. What's up? What do you got?
Hi.
Hi, you made it through. What do you got?
Jay.
Yes.
First of all, I want to invite you to my home. I'm in Vero Beach, Florida, about an hour from Kissimmee. And if you come down to the trial, I would love to host you.
Okay, I am going to come. As soon as I know that it's going to happen, I'm going to take a flight out there and try to get in.
Well, you don't have to spend money in a hotel. I've got an extra bedroom. My granddaughter would be more than happy to let you use it. And
You're so
I'm
sweet.
a very good Sicilian cook.
Oh, that's what it's about, is the food.
Yeah, my grandma and grandpa on both sides came from Sicily. So I do the whole thing. And I said, I would love to entertain her.
Aw, that's so sweet.
The other thing I wanted to tell you was that rotten potato. She knew.
I love
what
you
was
guys
going on.
tonight. Yes.
She knew what was going on, Jay, because why would she bring up Woody Allen? That didn't come at. And what's the matter with these darn detectives? Don't they catch up on that? I mean, she's giving away. She's giving away important information, and nobody's getting
Yes.
on.
Yes, I agree. Yes, she gave a lot of important information, and Stephan Stearns just solidified it this week. That's my problem. He literally said the same thing she did, except he put her right in the middle when he said, "Hey, they were oogling over me, and they kind of like fight over me a little bit, and they."
Disgusting. That was disgusting.
But did that make your mouth drop, though? I mean, really?
Why are they playing tricks on us? The law? Are they gonna slam her in the end? Because she knew. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. All the clues that she said, she opened her mouth and she said some really intimidating information, intimidating on her without even realizing it. Why would she say that if she didn't expect something to be happening?
Exactly.
She knew.
Exactly. And you don't spit out my biggest fear is this, and then that's what has been happening the whole time. Right? Maybe she just said that to make it sound like, well, like, but I didn't really think. I mean, she's playing dumb, and some people are falling for it.
Not me. Not me. I told you I had her pegged from day one when she opened up her mouth with the first interview.
Yeah.
And I said, gee, I'm 74 years old, but maybe I should start getting into detective business. Because I would have pushed her. I would have said, what made you say that? You had to have an inkling that something was going on, or you wouldn't say that.
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, that made us mad when she said it, but now Stephan said it too, and they both solidified that idea. So why isn't she locked up? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, really. And you're right. He looks like the friggin' devil.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah,
How does
he is.
How does he sleep at night? And he's a liar. Even his father said if his lips are moving, he's lying. And he's lying. First, he picked the kid up and he dropped her off by the church. And then he found the kid dead in the bed when he went off, God knows where, for more than an hour. We're not stupid.
Right. And we're going to find out when we get experts in and what Joseph Scott Morgan was talking about. We're going to be able to nail things down a little bit better. Although I wish they wouldn't have cremated her because they can't go back now. If something pops up or they need something, that's it.
Right.
That's it, man. You only get one shot.
They're hiding something.
That's what I'm telling. Well, listen. I've been watching, studying true crime forever, and that's a number one sign when there's somebody that dies in a case that's a homicide, that's not natural causes, and someone goes and cremates them right away. It's to get rid of evidence.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Oh well, they did the test before. It doesn't matter. They can't go back now.
Right. And we have one of the strictest. We don't mess around in Florida.
I know. I say that. I
There's
tell
lethal
everyone.
injection. There's lethal injection, and he's talking to his mother and father today about praying to God. He should have thought about that 4 or 5 years ago when he was abusing that poor child.
I agree. Yeah. That's just a cop out. But all right, I'm gonna take another call, but it's like keeps ringing in my ear, girl.
Well, let me tell you, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I mean it. I'm in Vero Beach, Florida, where the tropics begin, and the New York Dodgers had their training camp here.
Well, thank you.
I was born in Hackensack, New Jersey. I came down here when I was 29, and I don't feel like I'm a Floridian. I feel like I'm still a Yankee.
Oh, hey, well, it's however you feel. I don't feel like I'm 45 either. I feel like I'm still 25, but
You look beautiful. I love you. I love your show. I love you. I love the fact that you don't Mickey Mouse around. You tell it like it is. and so do I.
Yes.
And you know, I feel a connection with you. And I mean, I'm not in Kissimmee. I'm in Vero Beach, which is on the East Coast. And my home is open to you, and I would love to have you.
Well, I appreciate you. Let's keep in touch, and I'll let everybody know when I'm going to come out there, okay?
Do that.
You have a
Yes.
wonderful night. Thank you.
You too.
All right.
You
Take
too.
care. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. 408-538-1516.
Call from Mary.
Hello, Mary. What do you got?
Hello?
Hello, you're on. If you lower the background, I'll
I
be right
am on. Oh, wow.
there. You made it through. All right. What do you got, Mary?
All right, Jay. I've just been wondering, is there any talk of their investigations into any of these supposed transactions?
You know, that's a good question. When you say transactions, meaning like how they're distributing so many photos?
How they're collecting all this money?
Yeah, that's
What are they living on?
right. Right.
I always feel like the only way to really get justice for Maddie is for them to investigate even deeper into that, because I mean, it's obviously got to be some type of ring.
That I agree with. But it's not in the charges for the CSAM
Right.
is the problem. When you look at the 60 charges, it has nothing to do with anybody else except for Maddie. And so, I mean, they can always go back. They can always go back and open it up and say, okay, you know, he was connected to, but right now, I gotta say, there's nothing.
Well, everyone keeps talking about, well, they should have already arrested Jenn. They should have already arrested Jenn. They're building their case. And maybe her account is tied to some of that, and they're still digging. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
it's
they're
a little
cooking.
nig in my brain. It just won't go away.
Yeah, I mean, because look at it. People, you heard one of the other callers earlier say, "Oh, why aren't they charging for the photos under the, you know, the roommate? Why aren't they charging for the 35,000?" I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think they got their eye on the prize and they're trying to get him convicted so they can get to the next trial for the death penalty. That's all I can. And then Jenn,
Right.
I think it's coming.
I just wondered what somebody's thought
Yeah.
process might be on that. And
Yeah,
as
there's
far as
nothing.
finding out the truth and learning what's really happened, we're never going to know.
Right. Yeah. We're never gonna know the full truth, but it's gonna be
All right.
helpful. All right. Well, you
Well,
take
I just
care.
was
Thank you
curious
so.
about that.
Well, you got through.
The financial side. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
All
love
right.
your show, and
Thank you. You
bless
take
you,
care.
and take your next call.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye. All right, guys. I'm trying to get as many whatever I
Call
can.
from
Amy.
All right. Hello, Amy. What do you have?
Hey, hey. Oh my goodness, I have so much. I don't know where to begin. But I thought it was interesting how they just overlooked the whole idea of him coming down to help them at the hotel, him not talking to them, apparently, quote unquote, and then going back to his room. Well, I think that he might not have been a part of this, but I think that Stephen, the night at the hotel when the dad came down to help,
Right.
I think Stephan wanted to have the car there so he could take the clicker out of the car, go up to the mom's house and get in without apparently, quote unquote, getting in, whatever. But I think that, and I think that there's a lot more with those parents. And it's ridiculous how they do these jail calls and act like we don't already know that they're acting. Like they're relaying information via the attorney or whatever way in which it's not heard, and then, trying to skew us a certain way, but Dum Dum keeps messing up and giving us clues, which is fabulous. But I have so much to say. I don't know what to say, and I'm sick, so I'm sorry about my voice.
No, you're good. You're good. I come on rain or shine if my voice sounds like that or not. Don't worry about it. But there is more. And I always thought about like what did Stephan, what did they allude to Stephan's dad? Was it like an unspoken thing where he kind of got a vibe something happened to her more, but they didn't talk about it? That's a good, there's a lot of questions in this case. And I'd love to really know what the parents think without them thinking it's just for the trial, right? They've got to have
Right. No, agreed.
thoughts. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I mean, oof, I could say so much, but I know you have a million callers because it
Thank
took
you.
me forever to get in, so I'm
Yeah.
going to be polite.
Well,
But I
thank
really love chatting about this. So, yeah, I'm going to watch you. I'm so excited.
right.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
All right.
Jay. You're awesome. You rock. I love it. Love it.
Thank
Love
you. I
it.
appreciate you. All right. Next caller, guys. You guys, I know Wyatt's trying to get in. I don't know what your number is, buddy. It's hard to tell who's calling what. It just answers when it answers. So, all right. Next call. All right.
Call from Elizabeth. All right. Next caller to accept.
Elizabeth, welcome. Hello.
Yes, I got through.
You finally got through. Yay.
Sure did. Okay,
Oh,
first of all, it was a good time last night at Olivia's Benson. Is that it?
yeah, Oblivious. Oh, you were on there with Oblivious Benson?
Yeah, I was on there listening. That fish stuff is hysterical.
Hey, they're crimes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm coming down to starting to think that not that I want to, but that somehow Stephan accidentally killed her, that it was an accident.
Right. A lot of people are starting to say that too.
I really don't want that to be what it is, but I'm thinking, why would he want her gone? I think some of that stuff he said was true. Like, I think he was really saying the truth there. It would come down to an accident, and why would he want her gone? I'm really, you know what I mean? He thought he had a good thing going. Why right then?
And I keep getting more and more people in my ear saying the same thing after these calls and after the love letter and after, like, he had Maddie as that was his like play toy. Why would he want her gone? So as much as he lies, it's like, okay, all the lies, which part is the truth, right?
Right. And also, did you hear when Deb said that Stephan's flashing light in his head or whatever was a Maddie visitation?
Wait, say that again?
Stephan was saying something about flashing lights on the side of his head or something, and his mom said it might have been a Maddie visitation.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, man, that makes me sick that they could even...
Okay, that's like blasphemy for her to say that. That's just, I can't even believe she said that.
Well, what about the oh, well, Maddie was on the road for a train wreck anyway, so maybe God did that.
Right. That's why, you know what? That's why he's like that. Because whatever he does, his mom, you could see exactly when he was a little boy. She's talking about books. Oh, I got you Winnie the Pooh, honey. Yippee, mommy. And when he does something, she turns it into, it's not his fault. She talks him into, it's not his fault and it's other people's fault. Here's why. And that, I think that's how he got that way.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of children like coddling, right?
Yeah, you could see it right on the phone call. She does it with Maddie. Say, oh, you're going to see Maddie in heaven. It's Jenn and her whole family of bitches problems,
Right.
It's all that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let somebody else talk. What?
Well, no, that's the problem. It's hard to tell. It's like they all lie so much. It's hard to tell what's the truth because you get little bits and pieces that actually are the truth. It's like the boy that cried wolf. When do you know what's actually? But I think bits and pieces are coming out, and we're gonna start seeing a lot more soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
Yep, I'm gonna let you go. So hopefully, Wyatt can get through.
Yes,
my last favorite words.
Yes.
No. Did you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Call from
I Spy Crime.
I Spy Crime. Welcome. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. You're on I Spy Crime. What do you got?
Well, I've got a question for you.
the last couple of times that he has done interviews with his parents,
Yeah.
it's almost like he's evading the question. Like his dad is pressing him to say, either you did it or you didn't do it.
Right. And then he backs off.
Right. But recently he found out that he was going to be facing the death penalty, and yet it still seems like he's protecting Jenn. So what is up with that? Why would he not just go ahead and throw her under the bus?
It's interesting because he has bits and pieces of it, right? In one moment he does kind of say like, oh yeah, they're both oogling over me. Like he's alluding to the fact that Jenn knew and that she set him up for the bait to send her up room, right? So he said all that. But
exactly. So it's almost like his dad is trying to pull that out of him, and then he turns around and he says, "Oh, I don't want to incriminate myself." But why would he take the fall for her? I mean, he could take the fall for all the sex crimes. That would be okay. You got. But then why would you be the fall guy for what really happened? Why would you protect her?
I don't know. Again, these calls are from months ago, so we don't know what he's saying now, right? We don't know what he's gonna allude to in the next batch of calls. I mean, this is like a gold mine of calls. Nobody talks about this stuff, and he is. The only thing we don't know is what happened in between when Jenn sent Maddie to bed with Stephan and when he says her lips were blue. Right? Now, the coroner is going to be able to tell us, the toxicology report's going to be able to tell us who else is going to fill in what blanks. That's what we're waiting for. As far as Stephan, I don't know. They lie so damn much, him and Jenn. They're going to I keep saying this. They're going to do this. You know, when someone asks you which way do you go and they say that way and they're pointing to both ways, that's what they're going to do. It's going to be a he said, she said.
I don't know. I think he knows. You can't hide the fact that he did the pornography stuff.
Right. And it's CSAM. Yeah.
That's on the table. But somewhere along the line, there's a hiccup. It was too rehearsed. It was too, well, I had this, she had this on, and no, she didn't have this on. There's something wrong about that story. I don't know why he would protect her. I really have no idea. That's what baffles me about the case.
I mean, that's a great question. But like I said, why? I've always said that too. Like, why not just say it? You're saying part of it, dude. Why not just say the whole thing? And then he doesn't. So, I mean, either way, if she wasn't involved in that, why is it so scripted? Why did she go pick up Maddie 2 hours earlier, an hour and a half? All of it's just, it's going to be he said, she said.
It's crazy, though. I think his dad really knows the truth. And he has said, that Stephan has always been a liar and a manipulator. And both parents know that. So why I really truly believe that his dad is trying to squeeze that out of him, but he's just not giving it up. He's willing to face the death penalty over this. That is crazy.
Well, we're gonna see, because I mean, it doesn't seem like he's willing to with what he's going with. But anyway, I've got another caller. If
good to talk to you. I appreciate your love you.
All right, love you too. See you next week. All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, let's see if we get Wyatt.
Call from
RL coming at you.
Oh, we got RL. We got RL in the house. And thank you, PGH Deb, for the $25 Cash App. All right, what do you got, RL? Good to talk to you.
Oh, no. The whole chat's going to come after me. I'm not Wyatt. We better hang up quick.
Yeah, you're good.
End on this thing.
You're good.
I was just going to say, I know everybody is coming after the parents, but honestly, when they did that interview with, I think it was True Crime,
You know what? It was hidden true crime, and I actually want to go over that on my channel.
Right.
I want to go. I want to do that on my channel because I'm gonna let you finish what you're saying, but I think I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they basically, I think it's hard to judge if you're a parent
I
and you've never
agree.
been in that situation. And they've made a commitment that no matter how bad and how ugly, and it can't get much worse, and it can't get more bad or more ugly than it is now, but that they're going to keep loving their kid. And, I know he's an adult, but, the facts are that like that computer stayed in their house for 3 weeks, and it was them that hounded the cops to come back and get it, which had a great deal of the evidence that they have. So they're
Right.
not trying to like break the law for them.
No.
I think they're pretty much just saying, what he
Whatever
did
you
horrible.
did. Yep, but we love you anyway. Right. That I
Yeah.
agree with. That I agree with. And I wanted to go back and revisit that because they do say a lot. And it's a lot different than the jail calls. Now these
Right.
jail
It's
calls are
pretty.
coming out, but that interview was after. You got to remember
Mhm.
that, right? These were months and months ago.
They
So
were. It is pretty interesting to hear about the traumatic brain injuries he got from the car running over him and just all that kind of stuff. But look, I'm going to hop off because this chat wants you to get lots. So
Wyatt's not even
we
calling. Wyatt says he gives up. He said, I missed RL. My
can't give
mom.
up, my man.
Hey,
Gotta press
Wyatt.
on.
Wyatt, if you call right now, you're gonna get in.
You'll
RL's
get
on.
through.
All right, let's
That's
see if
right.
he's
All right, thanks. I
all right.
appreciate you letting me talk.
Take care.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Call from
Indy is soon.
to accept, press 1.
Oh, we got Indy in the house. What's up?
Hey.
Hey. How you doing? What
Okay.
do you got?
Doing okay. I heard something yesterday or today on a really big YouTuber on her channel, and she said it.
Okay. Is it Grizzly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody sent her email.
Yep.
And it was an anonymous email. Did you hear this already?
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
That pedo that was sending her money, him money.
Yeah.
The pedo. Well,
Okay.
whoever it was some kind of hacker and did a bunch of digging and found out that it was from the Soto family.
Really?
That's what I heard.
That's interesting. And that's an interesting anonymous. That's interesting to hear that anonymously, though. It's hard to take that. It's hard to take that with a. Well, you got to take it with a grain of salt because when someone says that, it sounds like they're trying to throw, and everyone wants to throw Jenn under the bus, right?
Right. So it may be total BS, but I thought it was an interesting.
Was
and
that
the name they used was something. It was a Hispanic name, but it was close to not Soto. It was like something else, but close enough.
Was that today on the members only, or was that yesterday? Because I heard her.
Yesterday.
I heard her. I have a member. I'm a Grizzly too. I've been a Grizzly for a long time, and the email was from the email. I heard her say something about anonymous. So again, I take anonymous ones with a grain of salt only because everyone wants to get under the bus.
Well, yeah, I agree. But also, if I found that kind of information, I would probably send it anonymously too because I don't want to get involved.
Right. Well, they could be anonymous to us, but not to her. So that's the only thing. Again, I take that with a grain of salt. I can't imagine Jenn getting a hacker and then the hacker hacking into this guy's thing. I mean, I just don't. She's just not that. But
no, Jenn didn't get the hacker. No, whoever the hacker was looking at the stuff that the state had and wherever the location that this money came from, the pedo, we all thought it was a pedo.
Yeah.
And
we have,
he started digging and found out that it was this female with this name and
Genesis Soto.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna look into that. I appreciate you telling me about that because I mean, I don't care. I'll reach out to that guy. I'll reach out to the guy that's sending the money.
I
and
know
say,
that's
hey,
why I'm telling you.
I
It
have
might
no
be
problem.
BS, but
Yeah, I have
yeah.
no problem with calling and out talking to whoever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, do it. I just
I
thought you needed to know that.
Hey, listen, I reached out to a bunch of people, and I gotta tell you, I almost passed out, not last night, but the night before, that the person that reached back out to me. And I can't tell you guys yet, but I'm telling you, I thought it was a waste of my time, but I did it anyway. I always do. I don't care. I'll get on the phone, I'll get on the email, and they emailed me back. I can't tell you
Really?
yet. Yes, I can't tell you yet, but it's involved in the Soto case. And it's not anonymous. I'll tell you that.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so just stay tuned.
Okay.
Stay
Okay.
tuned for
Love you.
that.
Bye.
All right, love you. Bye. All right, Wyatt, the phone lines are open, buddy. Get on the call. I can't tell you guys yet. I can't, but I will soon. I'm still live. It's 2 hours in, but you guys, I love you guys, and I'm having a great conversation. Even though nobody's I hope you guys are hitting the like button. There's 477 people in chat. I still have there goes the call. I hope
Call from Princess Pillow.
Ooh, I get the pillow princess. Can I call you pillow princess? I have to be
You
princess.
absolutely can.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm nervous. I never call in, but I'm happy that I made it through.
Welcome. What do you got?
Right. Well, something that has stayed on my mind, especially since the jail calls, but for a while, is that something Jenn keeps saying is that Maddie didn't make it. Like she didn't make it to class or school. She didn't make it to Yolanda's office, or she never made it.
Right.
And I feel like this is kind of the way that she feels about the situation. I think that she knew deep down about the abuse, or explicitly knew all along, even if it was deep down and she would never even admit it to herself.
Right.
She knew deep down about that, and she knew that there was a risk from this for Maddie losing her life, either if Stephan turns out to be a murderer, or even if it was an accident through dosing her or anything. They were taking an inherent risk there, and I think that she knew that, and it might have even exacerbated her own like mental health situation and her substance situation. That's possible, but I think that she definitely did know that that possibility was there, and she had already accepted it. And on one hand, that's why she kind of didn't seem surprised, and maybe that's why she was already like ready with her medications for the situation.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like she thought of the entire situation as something that she hoped Maddie would make it through. Like every time she left her alone, maybe she was kind of hoping that Maddie would survive, because she knew deep down that she might not. So she wasn't even entirely surprised when it didn't happen. And I think that just really reveals the way that she felt about it. It was like, I hope that Maddie makes it through this night, or I hope that Maddie makes it to her 13th birthday, or her
whatever,
15th or 18th, whatever it is. Right.
I've always wondered
that,
about that too. That's a weird saying to say, she never made it or she makes it. Even Stephan talks like that though, he talks making her way here. They talk weird. It's almost like they're talking in another language and we have to decode it, but it means something.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is very valid. That's interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know you've got a lot of callers. I don't want to take up too much time, but I love your show. I'm a local, so I really appreciate you covering this case. There's a lot of cases that are kind of local to this area. I just really appreciate your coverage. I appreciate everything you do. You say the things that a lot of people don't want to say. You say it like it is, and I love your show. Keep doing what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Take care. Wyatt, buddy. Wyatt. I'm going to take another call or two. We have 486 people in here. Chick says Stinky Stearns. 408-538-1516, guys. We're having good conversations tonight. All right.
Call from Lisa.
Lisa made it through. Welcome, Lisa. What do you got? Hello, Lisa.
Hi. I'm so
Hi.
happy I made it through.
You made it. What you got?
I have a couple of things to say, okay? Because I am the mother of six. And never, from day one, I thought this case was 50 Shades of Shady. She is definitely 100%, 100% involved in this. My theory is that he was taking pictures. They were selling them together.
Right.
She came home that night, said to go up to the room. But here's my biggest question, because I've been following this and I have to ask you this.
Right.
They found the one shoe in the bedroom downstairs.
Yeah.
And the other shoe was in the dumpster.
You
Is that
got
correct?
it. You got it.
Okay, so what kid goes to sleep with their shoes on, number one?
Okay.
Why does she have one shoe on her? This baffles me why nobody has addressed this.
Well, listen,
that shoe was down in the bedroom, right? So she was down in that bedroom.
Okay, so this is what I've always said. He carried her through that bedroom because that's how you get out of that house, and he dropped her crock. I am sure they fully dressed her so that way she would be fully dressed. And I keep saying they fully dressed her. He had her over his shoulder and she dropped the crock. The other crock went into the trash with all the other stuff. Her socks were clean. She never walked on those socks or those Crocs, but Jenn and Stephan didn't notice they had dropped it. That's why.
Yeah.
And
I'm
with you.
100% knows.
I'm with you. I
100%.
I can't even say him. I always say they. It's just like second nature. Thank you. We just gifted 20 memberships. Thank you, Synth, so very much. And thank you
Well,
for
I just wanted to reach out, and I'm so glad I got through.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you being part of the channel and supporting us. And you're supporting us just by being here. So I appreciate that.
Okay, well, I love you. You're doing great, and I'm so grateful that you're on.
Thank you. Take care. Happy Friday.
Okay, take care. See
All
you.
right,
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. I love these callers. All right, Wyatt. 408-538 1516. Otherwise, I'm going to finish playing the rest of the episode. I'm getting Dr. Seuss up there, huh? What does that mean? Dr. Seuss. The Cat in the Hat. I don't think she chose who. I can't choose who's gifted, but if you guys talk about it, if you guys chat, you get a better chance. All right. She never walked out of that crock being in. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? He carried her out, and it looks like either the phone line stopped working or you guys stopped calling. All right. Let's see what we got.
Call from Lisa Lynn.
Hello, Lisa. You just made it through. Welcome. Are you there?
Hi, I made it through. Yay.
Yeah, you made it through right after. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just, what's been going through my mind is when this trial takes place and with all of these lies that are coming from Stephan, coming from, what's her name? Jenn,
yeah.
And when it comes time to the trial, how are they going to weed through the shit show of where the truth is going to come out?
That's a good question, and we can't wait for it, right? I mean, I still think that to an extent, to preserve Jenn, to preserve her own self, she's gonna keep to that script because that script doesn't incriminate her, right?
Yeah, but there's discrepancies in the things that she says. I mean,
well, yeah,
for her to say these lies to the jury's going to catch on. I mean, the lawyers. I mean, that's another thing. I'm thinking.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Trust me.
I know. Yeah, and I mean, what he's told the lawyers and what's going to come out in court, I think, are going to be two different things. So, do they get perjured, or what? How does that happen? What happens with that?
I hope they don't charge her on perjury. I want them to get a separate case and add that to the evidence for the case. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's what happens. We watch cases. I watch cases every freaking day, trials. And every day you got he said, she said, you got catch people lying on the stand. And unless they have nothing, and that's all they have is to charge you on perjury, like, we want more. But I hear what
Yeah,
you're saying.
absolutely.
I hear
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying. It's gonna be exactly what you're saying. It's gonna be a freaking. There's gonna be some bombshells being dropped there, and we're gonna see Jenn. We're gonna see Jenn like with that ugly, evil face, with her ugly potato grimace face,
The potato head.
Yeah, potato
Yeah.
head. Her legs gonna be moving, and she's gonna be whapping around on the stand. The judge is gonna say, "Listen, potato, you can't move around. Pay attention."
Sit still, or we're gonna strap you in.
Yeah, we're gonna
You know?
strap you in, lady. You evil potato. You should have taken care of your daughter. So that's what's gonna happen. There's only
Right?
so many, ways. And now Stefan's not gonna get up there, and there's no way Stefan's gonna go on the
No,
stand. So we don't have
I
to worry
don't think
about
that's
that.
going to happen.
Yeah,
And I was going to question that. How's that going to come into play? I mean, with what he has told the lawyers, how is that going to come out in court? Are they going to say, well, this is Stefan's story? How is that going to work?
It's the prosecutor that builds not the prosecutor, it's the defense. The defense is going to use, the prosecutor is going to use what Stephan says and hand that over. The defense is going to take what the prosecution says and use that against them. So we're going to get one context from the prosecution and one context from the defense. Now, we already know what the context from the defense is because Stephan's already said it. We know what he's going for. He can't backtrack that. His lawyers now are going to be like, well, this is what we have to do with this because it's out there. You can't, you can't take that back.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like every other case. And I hate to say it, Maddie, may she get full justice, but it's still all courts run the same.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's all different context. That's it.
Right. Right. Hey, I also wanted to say, hey, thanks for being on every night because I work from home and I work overtime. I'm always working late. And I really appreciate you being on because at the end of the day, all my shows are done and you come on. And
well, thank you.
I just love it.
I get the end of the night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Appreciate you.
You're amazing, girl. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Have a good one.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Thomas says, I think they fell off at different times when Stephan Stearns was carrying her. They fell off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he only threw one away, but that was a huge miss. Right, guys? That was a huge miss. What's up, Rebecca? A bunch of people are just rolling in. Millie says, hey, beautiful. I missed most of the show. The new Johnny Carson, right? At the end of the night show. All right. Maybe I'll play the rest of this and then stop the calls. I wanted to talk to Wyatt, but he never got a call in. So I can't help that. I can't call him for us.
Call from
Wyatt's wife.
Oh, we got Wyatt. All right. This will be the last call of tonight. Wyatt, my man. What's up?
Hey.
Hey, what you got?
I can't hear you very well. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, turn something down, turn something up.
Yeah, this is a really crappy phone. All right, here in Texas, it's like same as Florida. You start teaching like bad touch and good touch from 3 to 5.
Right.
So if Stephan Stearns was with Maddie when she was 6.
Right.
And she already had that, this feels icky kind of thing. And, only mommy and daddy can touch you there. And, the doctor when mommy or daddy is with them and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So she would have gone to, no doubt, she would have gone to her mom and said, hey, Stephan is touching me and it's that bad touch.
Right.
But she says, well, I didn't know anything about this. But the other thing, and I forgot this until somebody in chat said, when do they start teaching that? Maybe it's you.
Right. No.
But 7th grade is when they start teaching sex ed.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I don't know when they teach that, but I mean, by then you definitely know, right?
Right, but so she had already got the hold on, get out of here.
He's like, get out of here, dogs. The dogs.
No, it was my brother. Anyway, so the she already would have had the bad touch, good touch thing,
Yeah.
and then she gets the well, this is how boys are different, how girls are different, and all kinds of stuff. And 86, I'm not 86. What the hell's wrong with you? But anyway, so uh, she would have been going to somebody and saying, this is wrong. This is Stephan is touching me really bad, and she would have gone to her mom, and her mom would have been the one that knew that.
No,
I mean,
okay, so here's a couple things. I've had a lot of callers call in and say that things happened to them when they were younger, and the callers that call are a lot older. So different generations act differently, right? So a lot of the moms or a lot of people that were abused will say they told their mom, and their mom said, "Ew, don't even say that. That's not true. You're making that up." And then after that, it doesn't get talked about, but the mom acts real jealous with the daughter. And I've had that told to me 10 different times in the last like 3 weeks on my channel. So I absolutely think what you're saying. I think that she did tell her mom and a blind eye got turned, right? A blind eye got
right.
turned, number one, and number
Well, I'm not
two,
sure what that means actually.
a blind eye got turned, meaning she told her mom, "I think he's touching me in weird ways. I'm cuddling with him, but his parts
Oh, I
down there."
see. So,
Yeah,
okay.
and she looked away. She looked away from it, but instead it created jealousy. I've heard that so many times with people that say they told their mother. Yeah,
And that makes sense. But at 6, when he was taking the pictures of her, well, the CSAM stuff, I mean,
that's a good, yeah. He was making her give blowjobs, and if you can use your phone for 5 minutes if you hold my cactus in your mouth for 30 seconds or whatever. That's what he was doing to her. And they have it
right,
on film. Yeah.
and the at least when here in Texas, what they say is it's good touch and bad touch, and not just for you, but you don't touch other people there as well. So
Right.
so Maddie would have gone to Jen. I mean, I don't think there's any question. And so Jen, she absolutely had to know. She just so for me, for Jen to be sitting there and rubbing her legs, doing all that crap, there's no way that Jen did not know what was happening in that house. And then for her to say, I thought I was doing a good job. Well, on what damn planet did you think you were doing a good job?
Right. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's why we all want her arrested. And we feel like it's a crime, the fact that she didn't take care of her daughter and keep her away. I mean, we could see 1 year or 2 years, even 3 years, but still not, because people feel vibes. Did she not feel the vibes that were going on in that bed? Did she not? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, everybody's commenting in chat. Very intelligent. You're very mature. People don't believe. What state are you from, Wyatt?
I'm from Texas.
Texas. And how old are you? How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 16.
Yeah. Okay, he's 16. 16 and from Texas. And he has some of the best comments, you guys.
No,
Okay.
thanks. But,
Yeah, what else?
I mean that was just it. But I mean, there was just no way that yeah, at 3 to 5 she was taught that touch thing.
Right.
That she would not have at least told Jen. Jen had to know. She had to know as soon as Stephan came in the house. So I mean, that's just all there is to it.
No,
in
I
my
mean,
opinion.
yeah, and all of us feel that way. That's why. Well, not all of us. I'll say most of us in chat feel that way about Jen, and we all want her arrested because of that. Because there's no way. We were like, no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. So I mean, that's all I've got though. So
Well,
I'll let you go so you can go.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you made it through. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday, huh?
You too. Yeah, I'll talk to you on Monday.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Take care.
All right,
Bye bye. And new, yeah, very, very smart. All right, guys, I still have 488 people in here. I want to finish this up. I want to document this last part. I did stop the calls just because well, we did that for a long time. But if I want to get in the rest of this episode, let's see if you guys want to stay here and watch the rest of this and just chill out. We do want to finish talking about what did Jenn know?
I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
Should I be talking with a lawyer?
That's the moment. That's the moment he realizes that it's over. They found everything on his phone. He knows what's on the phone. He knows what was on his Google Drive. And that really became the end of him speaking, except for some phone calls that he made with his parents, which were recorded and we're listening to. I want you to take a listen to this next call, because again, the conversation, these are things that you wouldn't expect that they would be talking about on something that is being recorded, but they did.
Yes.
Let's listen.
Yes.
Maybe she could have been saved, but she was beyond that. Okay. When someone's that ice cold and just gone, just seeing her pale face and blue lips and how ice cold she was. And just that, they say that sometimes when you like children, that you have been an abused child, and it was intimated that perhaps we had abused you in some way. No, he has never did. And strictly speaking, no.
Yeah, the parents are very very aware of what we're talking about and what the community's saying. And I definitely do want to go over that hidden true crime, the hidden true crime interview with them, because I mean, she's trying to sort that out. She knows that we're going to get these calls, Stephan Stern's mom, and she knows we're going to hear this. But what I think happened when I hear Stephan say she was already cold and blue, I think that he took her life, whatever happened, whether it was an accident or not. Okay. He took her life. Maybe it was rough abuse and over medication. He broke her hyoid bone and he was like, shit. And then he went outside and went for the walk, haunted around the house, trying to sort his head out, maybe scripting it with Jenn. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Okay. In the morning, when the morning comes, you're going to do the same thing you always do, except you go a little earlier. You take her to breakfast, show yourself around town, and then this is what we do. And you go there. This is where you take her. All right. So they had to sort it out and all that. That's what Stephan's talking about. He just left a big blank. All right. And the parents are definitely concerned about not wanting you to be implicated, not wanting us to say that they abuse them. Yes, Kim, you just nailed that. Let's keep going.
Not actually into younger people like that. As you know, I don't even like most kids, so it's just
I don't even like most
kids. Generalized attraction towards any of them.
Well, what about those 30?
Just her, or with other people as well? I can't get into specific details, but no, it was not a thing with anybody.
Wow, that was a bomb drop.
They're asking him if
was it just her?
He's involved with other underage.
Yeah.
People.
They sure did.
Victims here.
Yeah.
And there seems to be an acknowledgement in there that acknowledging that Madeline was a victim of his. These calls are going to be evidence, folks. The jury's going to hear these calls.
Thank you, Vinny. I've been saying that.
But that little last part, the question about others and the generalized attraction, brings us to the next question in our investigation. Are there other potential victims? Like, what's going on in his life? Does he have access to other children? Is there any evidence of him going after other people?
Hit that like button, guys.
Committing sexual type of crimes. Here with.
All right, we're going to get into that. A lot of you guys are curious about the other victims. Are they going to be tried separately? Are they going to never be tried? What's going to happen? Let's get into that right now. You guys, there's 500 people in chat. You guys still support the channel. All you got to do is hit that like button, okay? Subscribe if you haven't get a membership if you can. And thank you guys for all the Cash Apps and Venmos that you sent me today. I do appreciate that. Very helpful.
With us, following the case from the beginning, Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas, and still with us, Gisela K. All right, Cody, first of all, right, so there's an acknowledgement by him that he does spend time with Madeline in bed, like cuddling.
Absolutely, Benny. Of course, that could be seen as some odd behavior by most adults. And there are several accounts of odd behavior by Stephan Stearns from a couple different people. One of the most notable ones is from Stephan's ex-girlfriend, not Jenn Soto, but an ex-girlfriend prior. The ex-girlfriend says Stephan Stearns told her that although he was separated from his girlfriend, being Jenn Soto, he still slept at Madeline's residence and specifically in the bed with Madeline. He justified this behavior by saying he needed to cuddle with her so she could fall asleep. In this last,
this is a good part. Now listen, if you guys stay here, hit the like button. I've got my app up, and at the end of this right here, this little segment, I'm gonna give one person merch. You're gonna win a piece of merch that I have right here, either a Guilty of Crime shirt with my face on it or whatever I have here in stock. I'm gonna send you a gift. All right, so one person will win that, whether you're a member or not. So stay till the end. Thank you, Gringa, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. Stay and we'll play. And if you're not here, you can't win. All right, let's go.
last part, Vinny, I just have to say it. He also told her he woke up in bed with Madeline with an erection. Now, Vinny, this isn't the first time we've heard about this cuddling that Stephan would do with Madeline. He also talks about it during a police interview. Take a listen.
What are the sleeping arrangements?
He sleeps in.
Okay. Did she sleep in her bed Sunday night?
No. I was just back. I'd been away for a couple months. We were in the same bed together, so we get some serious sleep. So she said no to that and suggested that the guest room upstairs had big enough bed. So some snuggle cuddle time that would suffice and Jim get to sleep in peace.
Okay. So you say snuggle time, what does that mean?
Good quality.
She is extremely dependent. She does not like to be alone at all. She needs human presence around her.
Right? Vomit.
So again, Vinny, not her biological father, not even her official stepfather. Weird behavior all around here, unorthodox behavior all around here.
Yeah.
Gisela, this part, has creeped out so many people, but it seems to me what we're hearing here from Stearns is some sort of minimization and explanation for his conduct.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he tends to do that, and he always makes himself to be the victim. And even saying, Jane needed her good night's rest, and then him and a child could have some snuggle, cuddle time. I mean, isn't that just sickening? But to think of the child.
Doesn't that ruin it for you guys to hear snuggle cuddle time? Like, that just ruins it for everybody. Dang, you're all green. Way go up. Everyone's green. Green. All right, so you guys saw that shirt. It's great quality shirt, and it doesn't fade. It doesn't come off, none of that. So I want to give some merch out so that you guys can know what kind of merch we have and spread the word. It's good. We all want to have the same shirts. We have all kinds of different prints. So Sharon, good to see you, my friend. White is an old soul. All right, let's go.
Charges that he's facing, over 60 counts of these child sexual abuse charges, each count linked to 10 or more pictures or videos. And that's just from his Google Drive. Then they found a USB as well. And there's 35,000 images on there. And those are most likely other kids. So when he says it wasn't really a thing, I think he means it like if someone says, are you dating someone? You say, it's not really a thing. That's how sick he is. Like with Madeline, he thinks he had a thing. And with all these other kids, not really. But I'm sure there's other victims as well.
Cody, how about the story about him and a roommate? What was that?
Yeah, Vinny. So this was according to investigators during an investigation. And actually, In a court document by those same investigators, it notes, it should be noted, prior to the search of Stephan's apartment, I was advised there were photographs located on Stephan's phone where he appeared to record his roommate in secret. While at the apartment, I was able to utilize Stephan's cell phone and recreate the angle and contents of the photographs by placing his cell phone under the crack of Stern's bedroom door. So what does that?
You know, I hate to say this, but it would have been so much better had he just fixated on that roommate and broke up with Jenn and left the little girl Maddie alone, right? I mean, the roommate was pretty, much prettier than this thing right here, right? This is what Jenn looked like, and then you see her, the roommate, and you're like, this guy's thinking, man, I'm gonna take pictures under the door. I have to see this every day. All jokes aside, that's not cool for him to do that. But why couldn't he have fixated on an adult that could fight back instead of one that couldn't? Oh no, now we have a pygmy. All right, yeah. All right, let's keep going. True story.
Tell us, Vinny. He was sliding his phone under a door, whether it was a bedroom door, maybe that was a bathroom door, but in an effort to sneakily spy on his roommate at the time.
This is some creepy behavior, Gisela.
Very creepy. And I was actually, I thought you were going to bring up that there was an ex-girlfriend that said that he could only get aroused if she played dead. How scary is that to think that in many of the pictures and videos, Jenn Soto appears to be sleeping. So she may have been drugged or sedated or something. Yeah. And with this adult ex-girlfriend, she said,
necrophilia, guys. Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer.
And she had to basically lie there as if she was dead. That is, I think he could be so much worse than we can ever imagine.
Unbelievable. And then, Cody, another friend was talking about his I guess, what he's like when he goes out.
Yeah, Vinny, this friend specifically says here, he'll be out and about, and an adult female would be interested in Stephan, and Stephan showed zero interest. Stephan said he was more upset about the bond he created with Madeline than having a relationship with Jennifer. So it seems that at any given time, all times, whether he's out with his friends, adult friends, he's always somewhat thinking about Madeline here, Benny.
Yeah, what's more shocking here, Gisela, that there's an adult female out there that might be interested in him, or, you know, his whole attitude toward the thing. It looks like he's is it possible that at this point he's his sole focus is on Madeline?
I don't think so, because he's such an alleged predator that I think even the filming under the door and cheating on Jenn with some other lady, and she's having to pretend to be dead, and then abusing Jenn Soto, that's a lot. There's a lot that was going on with this guy. So, yeah, I don't think we've heard the worst of it yet.
Now, he hasn't worked much, but Cody, our understanding is that he worked at Disney at some point?
Yeah, Vinny, Stephan Stern's Facebook page says he worked at Disney World, and while it's unclear if that is true or not, some online sleuths believe they tracked down video that appears to show him working at the entrance of the Journey into Imagination.
I mean, that's a picture of him, unless somebody photoshopped him in. Maybe he worked there for like a week. I'm sure he's, you know, getting his kicks out of all the children around there. And yeah, Missy Q, both families knew what was going on. It's about the hidden cash, the season, went to go home, and grandchild was crying not to go home. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Disney is there's a lot of pedos, and I say it that way so we don't get that. But yeah, Disney has monsters and human masks working there. I agree, Sergio. If you want candy, you go to the candy store. Pedo will tell you, if you want to be around children, you find a place where there are children. They tell you. Watch the Boy Scouts of America scandal that went on, and they'll tell you they can't be rehabilitated, in my opinion. I'm not saying that when they're in prison, they don't have access to children, but them not having access doesn't mean they're rehabilitated. And the ones that are out and they're open about it will tell you that attraction never goes away. But if you want to be around kids, you go to a place where there's kids. All right.
Attraction in Epcot. Now, the video was posted on Travel in 360's YouTube page, and we pulled a still image from the very beginning of the video where you can see a Disney employee who appears to look a lot like Stearns. You see it right there. Again, unconfirmed that is him, but he has the same beard, has the same look, looks just like him.
It looks just like him. And I think on his profile, I think on one of the profiles on social media, he also listed Disney as potentially one of the places that he worked at when he worked. I mean, he rarely worked. We know that. Cody Thomas, a great job. Great to see you. Gisela K, check it out. Grizzly True Crime on YouTube. We appreciate your time and your insight. Wow. Now, in a case like this, investigators are always wondering about other victims. It's something they surely here have taken a look at. You know, you got a guy involved in this sort of conduct. And that's what's so unique and tragic about this case is that investigators believe the sexual abuse had actually taken course over at least 4 years, maybe 4.5 years. So maybe and I'm just hoping maybe he only had time for one victim, unless the others have kept quiet, just like Madeline did. I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for answers.
They're just throwing in content, Nanaska. I mean, I'm sure he did work at Disney. Many people said he did. I'm sure that's not a fake picture, right? So let's do this. You guys are all here, 518 people. Hit that like button. I'm going to run that spinner. One person's going to win that t-shirt. I want you guys to get a understanding of what the merch that we have out there, and I want you to wear it. When you get it, send me a picture. And thank you to Wyatt for gifting 10 Guilty of Crime memberships. That's awesome. Thanks. Tell your mom I said thanks, Wyatt. I know that she let you use her credit card, right? I appreciate you and your mom. Sharon says also, I can see them joking about it and did in a way seem normal. Jen's disgustingly immature. Yeah, she's a dumb potato. That's why she's just a dumb potato that just did nothing ever. And now she's hiding. All right, guys, let's do this picker and we'll see who's gonna win. All right, so I'm gonna load the comments up and you guys are gonna see. I'm gonna hit continue and then confirm and start. All right, countdown. Who's gonna win this? You guys gotta be here. If you're not here, I'm gonna run it again. All right. I didn't even see her, but are you here? Aaron Lynn. It says challenge your wallet with Aaron Lynn. Aarin Lynn. Aaron Lynn. If you're not here, you can't win, and I'll have to run it again. Chumba's here. Denise is here. I didn't even see Aaron Lynn in chat, so I'm not sure if did you guys see where did you see an Aaron Lynn? I don't think I've ever even seen Aaron Lynn. What's up, Rachel? How you doing, girl? Clar is here. Melissa's here. Okay, guys, I've got Aaron Lynn, but I'm gonna have to go back because I don't. Yeah, there's not an Aaron Lynn here, so if you're not here, I can't do it. Let's hit the back button. All right, let's go back. And we're going to do it. Is there an Aaron Lynn here? No? Okay, we're going to do it again. Let's get this going. I need to find my channel. And then I can do it again. And actually, I should be able to go right to it. All right, guys. Load the comments. There's no Aaron Lynn. I've never even seen that name, so that's weird. How did they pick this? They should make it be so you guys are here chatting. All right, I hope somebody is here. The next one, I hope it's a name I see in chat. Kim Watts. I know Kim Watts is always here. I see Kim Watts every day. So Kim Watts, come out, Kim Watts. I see you all the time. Look it up. Kim, where you at? I know she's been here all day. All right, we might have to. Yeah, Kim Watts, where you at? Lizette says I'm here. I've never seen an Aaron Lynn, but you guys, Kim, I hope you didn't go away. There you are. I was just joking, and I said here. Okay, so Kim, do me a favor, send me an email guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. All right. You won the t-shirt. Congratulations. Put it on, wear it. Whoever's going to wear it, take a picture, email it back over to me. We all love Grizzly too, Lizette. We love Grizzly. I've been a Grizzly for a long, long time. So, well, thank you. Congratulations, Kim Watts, for winning that. guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. If you guys want to get merch, it's not that expensive, honestly. Guilty of Crime, just go to guiltyofcrime.com. Go to hit merch. Everything's really low price, but awesome quality. I can't say it enough. I love the long sleeves, how they don't like droop over you. Mine are usually too long because I'm short, and they're not. They stay there. So congratulations, Kim. You guys, Tiff wants me to run it again. Oh, Tiff wants to give something away now. Okay. All right, then we're going to give your email address. Tiff wants me to run it again. I'm going to run it again. All right, let's do it again, guys. I hope you didn't leave because she wants me to run it again. Tiff is the girl that does it. Tiff is our mod, and she also does the merchandise. She provides us with the awesome merch. So I'm going to run it again, and Tiff is going to give it away. I don't know what she's giving away. I don't know what she's going to give it away, but she'll tell you. She holds the cards here with the merchandise. Oh my goodness. Kimberly Johnson just won. Kimberly Johnson just won. 2 people, by the way, that are not in green. So YouTube, this winner thing, you don't even have to be a member to win, apparently. We got a Kim Watts and a Kimberly Johnson. These people like Kims. This app sort of likes the name Kim. Just change your name to Yvonne Kim or MM Kim. All right. Kimberly Johnson. I've seen you here the entire show. All right. So there you go. guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com, and I'll send the information over, or I'll let you know what's happening. Tiff is going to give away something. She just didn't tell me what. It's going to be merch. Oh, there's her new. Oh, that's better. Okay. There's the new email for merch, which is way better than emailing me. I love you guys, but I'm behind. I'm behind on my emails, guys. I know. I'm sorry. guiltyofcrime.merch@gmail.com. So for Kim Watts, email me. Kimberly, email guiltyofcrime.merch@gmail.com. Kimberly Johnson. All right, guys. We're all gonna have Guilty of Crime gear real soon. We got a bunch of it coming out. We got some coasters, all the hats, the beanies. I'm gonna be wearing all that soon. So Sharon, peace out. Thank you for the memberships earlier. We love you. I haven't done a live for this long in a really long time. I love you guys. I will see you not until Monday, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Have a good night, guys. I love each and every single one of you. Hit that like button on your way out. And just because I love each and every single one of you doesn't mean I love you all equally. Just kidding. Just saying. I love you guys. I haven't seen David here in a while. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Much love. I'll go out on that note. If I'm getting love from Thomas Karras, I'm feeling the love. Good night, everybody. I'm glad that you guys won a couple things, and we'll see you soon. I love making you laugh too. It feels great. All right. Peace out, guys.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty?